Hello everybody, good morning or good afternoon or good evening, depending on what time it is for you where you are. Happy Thursday, welcome back. We've more or less made it. I don't know if the pigtails are... I was trying to smush it down with hairpins to make it, like, behave. And I don't know if we have enough hairpins for that. That's good enough. Hey, how you doing? Let's see here. We're gonna need some sound. Hang on. When in doubt, just bring the whole kit and caboodle with you, and it'll be good. Here, we'll turn these on. I was curious how like warm or cold it is in my office because I'm a little bit of a lizard, so I tend to lose heat when stationary. And I go to pretty great lengths to stay warm while I'm streaming. And I was wondering if I'm being silly or if it's actually a bit chilly in here. And it is under 20 Celsius in here right now. It's like 19.1, so it would make sense for a stationary reptile to get chilly. Not imagining it. How you guys doing? Let's see here. Today, I have great designs. Oh man, these aren't even. I have great designs on bending all of my energies on one goal. That one goal being, I want to void scarred Lynx. I don't know if it's happening today, but I can sure as heck spend all stream working on it. So worth a try. Not a good temp for a lizard. I betcha it heats up in here over time because of the computer and because of me and also because of the things that I'm using to keep myself warm. Today I have the foot oven on and also I decided to heat up a hot water bottle to have in my lap just to help my psoas. My hip flexors are having some, you know, academic disagreements with me over what they should be used for. We are gonna start on this one, huh? Happy Thursday. What does the Void Cat drop from? Daily bags from the Nightfall Dailies. So it wouldn't kill me to also do the weekly, not the weekly, the top of the hour event as well. I guess that is a weekly. It wouldn't kill me to do the weekly as well. Because I need Mog from that, but my main goal today, also, I can't really remember which characters I have and have not done that weekly on. Those random ones. It was like my Maghar Orc Hunter and then maybe my main? Maybe I can pop on somebody else that's already there and we can do that. We can do the weekly. Hang on, I've logged into the wrong character. Only done like 3 of those ever. Some people get lucky and they get the mount in their first like couple of bags. I think I'm gonna add in... my rarity is tracking some 20 odd attempts in, and I'm pretty sure I had 20 to 30 attempts before that, just based on how many characters I was doing dailies on and how many days I did it. I think if I conservatively estimate that I did 20 before I started tracking, I could reasonably add 20 to that total, because you can manually change it in rarity. I think I could safely add 20 without being a filthy liar. I think it's more than 20, but I think that would be... I don't know why I want to do that. I don't know why I care. 77 still nothing. Yeah, sometimes the game just wants to make really sure that you want it. Where am I? I'm on the far polar opposite end of the zone. Although this event takes a while, I might be able to make it in time. I'll pick up some more. I have a variety of level 80s that we can use for this. And a few of them had picked up dailies that they hadn't finished. So most of my characters will have 3 to do. Some of them may have 6. I'm not sure if it's a Hallowfall day or an Ashkahet day, but either way, we can do it. Unfortunately, I'm no longer at a lack of the reps, so you know what, though? We're going to be working on Paragon caches, which will have, like, gold and resonance crystals and stuff, and heaven knows I need a bajillion of those. Is there a count on those, anyway? Resonance crystals. How many does it think I need? 384,900. This is going to take a little bit. It's gonna take a hot minute here. How is everybody this morning? I'm trying to see if I can just decide to have energy and not be tired. I've booked a few things for today, just in my life, and I think I can do all of them. You know, I might be tired, but I don't think I'm going to spontaneously fall asleep. Hi, kitty cat. You want to come up on my lap? Let's see. We're gonna see if we can grab that weekly real quick first. Which is this guy. Yeah. And then as long as we can do the scenario, that'll give us a free token. We're working on those mogs too. Want to buy nap house things? Nah, just other stuff. Although in Hazel does regular tasks that everybody does, updates. I got my passport back. They shipped it to me. I couldn't believe it. I know that's like the whole plan when I sent off to update my passport. That's kind of the plan, that they would grant me one and send it back. But like, I wasn't expecting them to courier it to me. The whole drama last time was that people's passports were in the mail with Canada Post, and Canada Post was going on strike. And Canada Post is once again kind of on the verge of labor actions, so I was a little bit worried, but just trying not to stress about it because there was nothing I could do, that it was going to get hung up in the mail. Not that I need to travel in the short term, but if I move and am unable to set up mail forwarding because of the strike, it would have been kind of annoying. But I haven't moved, and they actually purelatered it to me. I don't remember paying for that. I'm kind of waiting for a bill, but maybe they're just nice like that. The new ones are kind of cool. The new Canadian passports, they have this ID page. I'm not going to show it to you for obvious reasons, but they have this ID page that is like fully plastic, like an ID card that's part of the passport itself. It's seems durable, which is good. Nice passport office was nice like that. Yeah. And I'm renewed for 10 years, so unless I mess with my name anymore, or unless I what else would I do? No, that's about it. I have 8 years to make new friends. Because you need to have references that have known you for 2 years or more that are not related to you. And I don't, related to you or married to you. And I don't really know people that aren't related to me or married to me. As a general rule, I managed to scrape up 2 people for this one. But I'm probably not going to be using them again in 10 years unless I'm really desperate. So I have 8 years to make some friends. Clerking from a doctor's office, waiting. Bill didn't deliver it to you, or waiting for another bill. I mean, I'm kind of always waiting for like mysterious bills. you never know when they're gonna come. They default to couriers now. Passports are a nightmare to deal with if it's lost. Yeah, I was just surprised. I figured they would be like forced to use post, but it worked out. I was the courier knocked on our door at like 9:30 at night, and I wasn't expecting it, especially not that late. So I'm like, hello, who is it? Moose was very concerned, but it was just my passport. Aren't that many bills? I know one. I mean, it depends on if you know people that go by other names that get shortened to Will, or Bill, like William, or Billiard, Billabong, etc. Going on again, they had a contract recently. They didn't, as far as I can tell, last time they went on strike, they didn't actually agree on anything, and they just kind of got legislated back to work, which was never going to last very long. They didn't actually achieve a whole lot last time, so I think we're in for round 2. But that's okay. I don't get a whole lot of mail as long as I can get my marriage certificate. Whenever that decides to trundle along, then it'll be fine. Liam can be a short version of William. Oh. Right before the holidays? Yeah, it lasted like months. Well. Yeah, it's alright. Here we go. Oh yeah, that's right. This is the boss where I have time to think, so I can redo my hair here. I took all my stuff out to here, let's do like one up top and then we'll do one below. Like a fancy horsey. It does do some damage, but here. Word of glory. There we go, I'm all better. I think after this I'm gonna punch in my pre-existing attempts to get my rarity to at least vaguely reflect reality, and then we're just gonna have at it. Eastern Assault, Southern Swarm, Hold Wall. I think those are Ajkahet. No, they're not actually. They're not. Well, that's great news. That means we get the fast ones today. William to Bill always feels weird to me. Will is right there. I know. I don't know how that one got started. It's like like Robert to Bob is another one. Like I have a lot of Roberts in my family, and they're all Bobs. When people say Bob's your uncle, they're talking about me. I have a bajillion Uncle Bobs. And I don't know. Rob is also an acceptable shortened version of the name, but nope, the Roberts become Bobs. Bobbert. All right, here we go. Get our free piece of something. Also the cleric's chest. Did I get the purple? I showed up way too late to get the purple chest, I'm sure. Yeah, it's good for resonance crystals, though. 1 emblem of service. I'm sitting on 3 of them. I've started to kind of spend them. I don't know if it's a good idea, but I've started to kind of just send them. I don't think we're going to get that many dupe pieces. Maybe a few. Is there anything that he needs? He's got a champion weapon. If I wanted to get champion, like, prot weapons, I could do that while also getting Mog. Because he doesn't need to wear those legs. It's hard. I want to like buy things that I want to use on these characters, but he's reasonably well geared. He should have champion and hero in basically all his slots. I think I'll do like a main hand and then an offhand. I think. So we want. Let's do prot. We'll take a shield, and we'll take a one-hander, and then we'll get Mog for both of them. Fancy that. Wow, and that way, if I ever decide that I do want a tank, I have the sickest tank weapons. Look, it's like straight out of Diablo. It's great. Did you do the gold fork thing? No, I've never heard of the gold fork thing. What do people do with gold forks? We own a gold fork. We have our own version of the gold fork thing, which is that of all of our cutlery, we have one fork that used to be kind of gold, and it's still sort of gold. And the idea is that you give the gold fork to somebody that you like, and it's just the two of us, and we like each other, so we usually just give the gold fork to whoever else it is, because it would be strange and selfish to claim it for your own. Any game releases looking forward to this year? No. I think that the world could never make another game, and I would be entertained for the rest of my days. I don't need any more. I guess you could say Midnight with the housing update. I'm looking forward to that, and that might be within the next 12 months. I don't know. But aside from that, I have. You could limit me to the games I already own, and I could be busy forever. I'm all good. New Animal Crossing comes out, it's not going to be for at least for if they had one to come out this year, they would have mentioned something by now. The Nintendo pipeline does not spit things out quickly. I'm expecting it to come out like 2 to 3 years into the lifespan of the Switch 2, because that way they can kind of bump their sales up after the people that were always going to buy it on launch get it. Because I know I'm not the only person that is not buying a Switch 2 on launch, because I'm just going to wait until Animal Crossing. I have seen, I'm aware of Split Fiction. I haven't watched a whole playthrough or anything, but I'm familiar with the concept. I've played It Takes Two, and that was very fun. And I've heard that Split Fiction is basically the same studio, new game. I wouldn't say that I'm like itching to play it though. I think it's just, I'm sure it's good. I'm pretty occupied though. Think I'll buy it on launch. Yeah, I'm trying to save money wherever I can, and like entertainment budget's a good place to take it out of. I'm trying to read free books and play the games I've got, and limit my subscriptions. Although I think it's backfiring. I canceled my Prime, and it took ages to cancel, because the first time I thought I'd canceled it, and the interface made me think that I'd canceled it, but I hadn't, because of course it's one of those things that yes, you can cancel it online, but like they use every graphic trick in the book to make you not do it. They're a bit shameless that way. And when I finally did cancel it, it'll be like, okay, you can still do all these things until the date that your subscription expires, which is all fine and good. But now I'm watching like a bunch of movies on Prime, because I'm like, well, I only have it until the end of the month, so I may as well. And it means that I've been like scrolling through it a bunch and finding all of the stuff that actually is on Prime. I feel like that's their secret, sneaky plan. Go to the library, etc. It might come to that. I was thinking about, I might want to try to find an item, and this would be spending some amount of money, but like a little lamp. I have a lamp on my nightstand, and I can turn it on and I can read books, and that's fine, except that it's quite bright. Like I have kind of a gigabulb in it, and it's just like a regular lamp. Like it lights basically the room. I want like a little one that is just for reading, that's just barely enough light to read by. I want to strain my eyes like a Victorian orphan with a candle and a book. I mean, I probably don't want to strain my eyes, but I don't think I'm going to hurt them with books in any way that I haven't already hurt them with gratuitous amounts of screen use. So maybe like a little like directional one, so that the room can still be mostly dark and the light can be mostly just on the page and not on me. But that I can read an actual book, because I like reading ebooks, and those are backlit, so those I can read with the light off. But I have a hard copy right now, and there was another book I was looking at in hard copy, and I thought, well, I like reading at bedtime, but I don't want to have this big light on. Have ones to clip to the headboard. Yeah, I'd have to work out something. I don't think that would work with my bed, but it's probably possible. The original Game Boy experience. Yes, a little gooseneck situation with a little clamp or something. What you're reading? I pulled an old self-help book out of a book box that I've been reading. And I've been enjoying it fairly well. I was kind of curious to see what sort of principles and philosophies they were espousing, to see if there's been any change in the trends of that in the last 25 years, because I've also read a lot of new self-help books, and they tend to be very cross-referential. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. It's been good. It's not telling me anything I don't already know, but sometimes it's just nice to read it from a new person. Discworld was the last I knew. Yeah, I still have one Discworld book left because I'm unwilling to be finished with them. So I may never read the last Discworld book. I have it because I bought them in like batches. I have them in like big like 6-book kits. But I may never read the last one, because then I will have read all of them and then I will be sad. I need to have one remaining so that I'm never out of Discworld. Because that makes sense. Anything new? No. It's nice, though. Here we go. Oh, man. I was trying to be more mindful and pay more attention to the present moment and my surroundings and my feelings and whatever. All that garbage. And I've noticed it's a lot easier to do on like a lovely day off, when you're going on like a cute date and you're going to the beach and you're like relaxing with a book. It's really easy to be like all present and zen then. It's harder when you're dragging yourself to go work out when your body did it yesterday, and it's like, no. My legs were very whiny this morning. Me too, it's great garbage. It's fantastic garbage. I've been down this road a bajillion times, but clearly I haven't stuck to it long enough, so we're back at it. And there's a lot of wisdom about learning to experience your feelings and sensations and all of this without judging them as good or bad, and just kind of noticing them for what they are, and if they are, and then just like sitting with them until they change. And it's hard when the thing is owie. When it hurts. It's very challenging to get your head out of the I get very whiny. I get very very childish with myself when I'm not feeling very good, and very self-indulgent, and I guess it's good to notice it. I suppose that's the first step, but it's funny. It's all well and good to be very very peaceful when things are peaceful, but it's harder when it sucks. How does being down the road a bajillion times and now doing it again make you feel? Don't answer that. That's not bad. It's not a bad question. I think it doesn't matter how many times you've fallen off whatever your particular wagon is. I think that getting back on it, even if you've been off it for a long time, is still better than not trying. Freaking answer. You're all over the place. Which is it? More of a goof. That's all right. Noticing the unpleasant ones helps me tolerate those feelings. Some progress I've noticed. Yeah. I have a fine line to walk with myself where... Oh, where's that? I know I need to... So it's about finding little bite-sized pieces that I can practice on before I work up to facing the big scary stuff. Are we rebooting? We're rebooting. It's all in your head, but everything is, so. We're not rebooting. Now we're rebooting. Some water. I made it through, good news for me, I made it through breakfast before getting here. Had my coffee, had a protein shake, had a bagel just so that there was some amount of something resembling food to keep the protein shake company. I feel like Humpty Dumpty that fell off the wall, and I'm just like looking about bits of eggshell trying to figure out what's gonna go where. Oh, man. Getting back into exercising when you've taken a huge break sucks. I should remember this next time I want to take a huge break. It's way harder when you're first getting into it and you're not used to it. Once you're kind of in the groove of it, it still sucks, but it doesn't suck as bad. It doesn't get you quite as hard. Good. Oh, I was gonna move some laundry. I think I forgot. I can do it in stream break. I just need to remember whenever I take my stream break in like an hour, because it can wait. We move some laundry. Okay, I like making a nice little pile of my bags, these confiscated cultist bags. Those are the ones that have the chance to drop the void scarred Lynx. Also, I was gonna go into my add-on settings. Rarity. Mounts. Reigns of the... I feel like I forget the name of the item. It's not Reigns of the Void Scarred Lynx. That would be too easy. Look at all these things. Why is it gotta have things in the list that I already have? I feel like this would be a much shorter list if it removed them when I had them already. I'm pretty sure it's Reigns of the something. It's not the Saruki Skyraiser. Definitely don't have that. Heavenly Onyx. Here, I can find this out. We can look up Void Scarred. Void Scarred Lynx. Dropped from the confiscated cultist bag. Taught by the Shadowbound Leash. Not Reigns of anything. It's the Shadowbound Leash. I knew it was something like that. Shadow... I know it's in here. Wait, what do you mean? They didn't put it under V, no. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I remember my alphabet. Why isn't it here? I guess I'll run an update. I swear I saw it like really recently though. Is it under toys and items instead for some reason? Shadowbound. Shadowbound leash. General maybe. No. That's so weird. Anyway. Doesn't matter. It can drop whether we're tracking it properly or not. It says we're 23 of 125 attempts. I just wanted to update that number. Add-on rarity. That's so strange. Oh, I've also disconnected from chat. I thought you guys were really enthralled with me looking through my list. I think, am I reconnected? Let me see. Hello? Boop, 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 boop. No? Here, I'll close it and reopen it. Is my internet okay? Yeah, I didn't drop any frames anyway. Shadowbound leash. No, it's still on here. Oh, there we go. Oh, my stream did crash. Back to regular yoga again? Yeah, just yoga. I say just yoga like it didn't murder me this morning. Okay. I was very enthralled. Drop for me on Tuesday. Thought of you. Maybe today's my day. We've got the whole day. We've got as long as we want here to make this happen. Plus, it's a great chance to use my alts and play them a little bit. Remember how they work. The Paladin's always really fun. I really wanted to edit it. I really wanted to just add 20 attempts to it because I'm sure I have 30 or more. I don't know why it wouldn't be in the list. It's an alphabetically organized list. Well, it's not perfectly alphabetical, is it, actually? Otherwise, X45 Heartbreaker would not be there. So I guess we'll just use our eyeballs and see if it's on the list. You are trying, you just can't find it. Yeah, I was having a hard time. It wasn't in the list. The item is called the Shadowbound Leash. The mount is called the Void-Scarred Lynx. Neither item seems present in this list. But it's definitely being tracked by rarities, so I think this is my sign to not worry about it. Yep. Time to move on. Doesn't really matter how many total attempts it is anyway. Tricky time to join the stream. Thought my internet problems were coming back. No, not you, just me. Just me. It was there? Was it? What was the name of the entry under? I was looking for Shadowbound Leash, I was looking for Void-Scarred Lynx, I was looking for Reigns the Void-Scarred Link. It was at the end of the list? Okay. Shadowbound. Okay, okay, hang on. We're checking again. We're looking again. Rarity. End of the list. Oh, there it is. Okay. Alright, so I'm just gonna tack 20 onto here to put it at 43. I bet you I've done more than that, but that's the most that I'm willing to, like, commit to. There you go. Well, I will, I don't know if I'm gonna forgive it for not being in alphabetical order, but at least it's there. This is not the fast way to do this. This is a little better. I like to open my bags all at once, so as soon as we get this bar finished, we get to check out 3 chances. I could also think about what I want to do if we get it to drop, but maybe I shouldn't get ahead of myself. Do we think it's going to drop in the first 100 attempts? Do we think it's going to be more than 100? Who's to say? 9 and 100. Hello, Hazel. Hello, Easter, right? How are you doing today? Happy Thursday. Okay.
Feel the warmth of the sacred flame.
I think other things from the cultist bag that we could get to drop. A couple things for rec, couple things for prod. There's a few weapons that could be mog for me. We're hoping for the Lynx, though. 1, 2, 3. Nope, no luck. That was up to attempt number 46. We have a few different veteran pieces here.
Greetings, sir, and
but no mount. I'm going to stuff these extras into the warbank so that I have access to them for next time I'm trying to gear up an ult that is out of gear. How did you get in here? Get out of here. Don't need those. Good. Sort that out. my tab's almost full. Does that mean I need more alts to level, or does that mean that I need less of these dailies? Thoughts on what the new player housing news from those who got to try it? Thoughts. It looks exciting. It looks like fun. I'm looking forward to it coming out. I didn't watch a lot of direct content. More alts, probably. If this does finish, I mean, I still need I need Mog too. Getting all of the weapons is quite a project. I feel like getting the armor sets for the Hellafall Ray colors isn't that bad. I have some of the sets finished already, and more of them are just like a couple pieces off, but getting all of the weapons seems tough. Player housing is cool. Not something I'm super hyped about. Yeah, it doesn't seem like something that's going to be for everybody for sure. One of those styles of content that you either like or you don't. I'm ready for Flabby's house to just be like 3 enormous odd things and then some really prestigious trophy, and then that's it. fully expecting it to just be like an empty place with a big crab in it or something. Have fun with it, not something I'm dying for. I feel like I could spend a long time on it. I don't feel like I have to, but it would be kind of fun. That's actually an upgrade. Neat. Thanks. I have the appearance already, but this character's wearing champion shoulders, so hero track. 649. Yeah, not bad. Does she have her Valor Stones capped? No, she's got plenty of room. We can open these. What Void Kitty are we going after? The Void Scarred Lynx mount. Void Scarred Lynx mount. I'm going to be heading to Hellafall. Is her heart set there? No, we need to change it. To have a go at some more daily bags. I've got lots of alts to use. So if I can get any of these to 5. Oh, we're low on crests though. Does she have a lot of the lower crests that I can change up?
May we all find
because the crest cap's gone. It's ideal not having to, but doing so just because it's fun and awesome. Seems polished. The fact that they are focused more on the negative feedback to improve is making me super excited. Love sim games, so it'll be very much for me. Nice. Trying to remember the Valheim homes even Flabby made, but 1, I can't. It's been a long time. And 2, I don't know if Flabby even decorated in there. Flabby was mainly adventuring. His favorite way to decorate like a digital home is to find the biggest, ugliest thing he can and to put it in the place where it's going to annoy me the most. So I would make the home and I would do the architecture and I would set up the rooms and I would set up the storage, and then he would bring home a big ogre head and he would plonk it right above the front door. That is tradition. That's the only way to do it. Took me weeks farming on 5 alts for it to drop. I was maxed at the faction before I got them out. Yeah, I finished the rep with the faction yesterday. I had a similar thing. Although I don't think I've been doing weeks. I've done a couple of weeks on 5 or 6 alts. We've done maybe 3 rounds. I don't know, 40 something attempts in. Trollbot would make an excellent table. Just plump a big trollbot in the living room. It's just a huge trollbot with like a big piece of tempered glass over the top of it. Coffee table. Okay.
Honored to meet you.
So this is nice because it'll be for transmog. Can I take it to 5? No, because you need gilded crest for that. I can take that to 5. I don't know why I thought that was going to give me tier. I guess if I, you know what, if I catalyze it, I bet that'll give me a new one. There we go. So that's on 5, and that's tier. We take this one to 5. Perfect. Any other tier pieces? Yeah, we want appearances. That's where we're at. That's the good stuff. Neck doesn't really matter so much.
What brings you here?
I guess we can jack the shoulders up just to just cuss. Just for fun. This outfit is wild. It's quite, you know, I'm actually not mad about the shoulders. So she's wearing like the pink summer bikini because she's fun and it matches her hair. And the warlock shoulders weren't originally intended to go with the outfit, but you know, the pinkness of the gums is kind of matching, right? It's, you know, it's a bit of a redder pink. Maybe the shoulders need to floss once in a while, but it's not the worst match I've ever seen. Hey, that sentence. Okie dokie. So she's going to pick up some dailies. I'm also going to set my Hearthstone to Merildar. Make it a bit easier to get around. This is mainly just for transmog. You know what I should have done is I should have catalyzed it and then upgraded it. Is this one going to give me mog if we use the thing? We've got charges. We may as well. Ah! My hair elastic broke. Oh well. I don't know if the hairstyle was going to make it to the red carpet anyway. Flames Radiance. There you go. More mog. More mog. Although now the vibe is a little bit rude.
I have just the thing.
Oh yeah, she had the pink cape that went with it. That's right. And then the swabby mop, just because it's hard to argue with the swabby mop.
May your feet find good trails.
You do have the thing for the weird shoulders. Was that you who dared me to use it in a set, or said that I would never use it in a set? I think I made that one shoulder mog. I know precisely what you're talking about, and I'm pretty sure I made that mog out of spite. Just some desire to prove that I could use. Sometimes it's fun to take a really wacky shoulder and then take a bunch of minimal mog that complements it. It's nice. That sounds like me and like you, right? And that was Shadowlands. Think of how many years we've been doing this. Isn't that nice? Everybody's still here. You know, we're all getting something out of it still. I wonder why it says champion spoils. It's 9:40 a.m. That is not champion spoils time. My goodness. I'm gonna delete that lockbox. I don't care what's in it. I'm never gonna find out. It's just tricking me into thinking that I have whatchamacallit. Something. That's right. Okay. Alright, well that one's broken. I think I might have more though. I have these little tiny hair elastics that people get to put on the ends of braids. Because right now they're the only ones that'll grip in my fairly short hair to make like little ponytails and pigtails. But they fall out sometimes and they break sometimes, which is fine, but it means that I'm always like scanning around to make sure I'm not littering them. Especially at the yoga studio. The last thing I want is for there to be like a trail of little hair bands behind me and be like, where are those coming from? Oh. That's why. It's kind of nice and a little concerning. Ah, there's worse things we can all be doing with our time. Do I have any other stories I need to, or I haven't shared yet? It's true, we could be doing that. We could be gambling. We could be removing our eyebrows one hair at a time. I think those are the only two things worse, though. Everything else you can make an argument for. Oh, heavy. You can tell your arms are tired when you go to pick up something that's normally not a problem, and it's like, oh gosh. Does not want to leave the earth. Curse you, gravity, you fickle friend. I need so many resonance crystals. And the good news about the Void's Card Lynx grind is that you are getting resonance crystals along the way. You know, that's nice. Does she have any extras? 1, 2, 3. Nope, that's it. Reading Dune. I love that book. I read the first 6 because those are the ones written by Frank Herbert. Those are lovely. I like them a lot. They're not super fast-paced or anything outside of a few sections of the first one, but... Okie dokie. How do I play a warlock? How do I do this effectively and quickly as a warlock? If I have a lot of dailies to get through today, it would be nice to do them at speed. I think my best bet is just to kind of run and tab dot. And then also, yeah, any elites that we can get. The elites are quite good for your percentage. Okay, 66. Good. You are kind of gambling, but only with time is the stakes and mounts is the reward. Mm-hmm. When you're gambling with time, it's the stakes and mounts is the reward. I feel like you're less likely to chase your losses. Like, yeah, at some point you have a bit of sunk cost where you're like, I have to finish it because I put this much time in already. But you're never under the illusion that getting the thing to drop is going to give you your time back. I'm well aware that no matter what happens on stream and whether things drop or not, I'm never getting any younger. But I wasn't getting any younger anyway. Opportunity cost isn't very high. This is a fine thing to be doing. Besides, I think getting younger would stress me out a bit, because if I started getting younger and I couldn't stop it, like Benjamin Button style, I'm young enough still that I feel like that would potentially end my life before the end of my natural life would be. Like, I think I'm still probably before midlife, unless something happens. But also, well before you reach the end of your life, if you started aging backwards, you would begin, like, losing privileges and freedom at a pretty rapid rate. You know, as soon as you look like a kid, people aren't going to be super thrilled about you driving anymore. And also, at a certain point, your feet aren't going to reach the pedals. So I think that would be kind of horrifying. Do you use Libby for your ebooks? Struggling to find books that aren't on hold for weeks. I don't. I don't use Libby. I know it works with libraries. I don't know if it works with my local Canadian libraries. I haven't tried borrowing, though. I know they do it, but I've heard there are wait lists. I've never actually watched/read Benjamin Button, just know that he ages backwards. That's largely the plot. I watched a film. I guess I don't know if it's a book. Maybe it's a book too. And I know he falls in love at one point. And so it's a bit tragic and strange, because that she becomes old and then he becomes very young. And I don't really remember if anything else happened. I feel like the premise of that one really did a lot of work. Don't want to age backwards, just want to be 25 forever. It would only be fun if you could keep the physical capability of 25 or 30 or whatever, but, like, continue growing in wisdom. F. Scott Fitzgerald originally. Ah. Works with the Okanagan Regional Library in the Southern Interior. They definitely have some digital thing. I'm just not sure. I have a library card. I did go and get set up with one. I'm just not sure how it works. When there's a series of books that I know I really want to read, I typically buy it because I know I'm going to want to read it again eventually. And then we have a lot of, like, little tiny library, like, book boxes around here. So I've started picking things up and putting things into those. 25 forever might mean you never retire too. I think retirement ages are kind of a social construct. Plenty of people never retire no matter how old they get, because they either don't want to, can't afford to, or both. And plenty of people retire at 25 because they have all the money they could ever want and don't see any interest in working anymore. It's kind of arbitrary. I think that some people probably still live in a world of, like, pensions or something, but I certainly don't. The Gatsby guy. He sounds like someone who doesn't know. Love those. They're so cute. Oh, the book boxes. Yeah. We have tons of them. They're everywhere. Which is nice. You can, on any given dog walk, I can stop at a whole bunch of them and see if there's anything new. Plus, it's very low, like, risk, right? Because, like, you're not going to be stuck with a book forever because you can just put it back into a book box, but you also don't have to be in a hurry. You know, you don't have to have it for any given length of time. You can keep it forever if you really want to. So you can pick up a book and try it, and if you're not enjoying it, you just stick it back into a box. It doesn't even have to be the same box. It's a whole ecosystem. I think that if my body didn't age and I was going to stay 25 forever, I think it would lead to some serious psychological problems. I think there would be some massive emotional weight that comes with watching everything else move on without you, and knowing that you need to plan for an infinite future that will never end. Because, like, if you're staying 25 forever and you retire at the same age, retirement kind of presupposes that you're going to die at some point in it. Otherwise, you would be saving infinitely for retirement and therefore never retire. Especially with inflation and cost of living going up. There would be big stresses with that I feel like I'm kind of happier to not mess with. I don't feel like I was meant to live forever. I think living forever would make every day a little less special, because I would be like, well, what's the big idea? I have infinite. Do you ever level a demon hunter? I have a Demon Hunter. He's level 70. Haven't leveled him to 80 yet, but I might do it one day. You never know. Mind you, I don't have the first idea what he's doing. Something something I-beam. Something something. Fell Rush. Kind of like a character in What We Do in the Shadows. One character vampire is just sick and depressed about being immortal. Haven't read that one. 100 years from now, you'd still be chasing mounts. I mean, I don't think I'd ever caught up on mounts unless I started playing a lot more every day. Because they just come out with them too fast. They'd have to stop making the game if I was ever going to catch up. And I think if they stopped developing for the game, it would be a hard sell to keep playing. Because for some... Yes, I would still have endless things to do, but there's something to be said for the promise that there's always going to be new things around the corner. If it was ever put like fully into maintenance or retirement mode, it would be tough to maintain that interest. Especially because it seems like kind of a matter of time between games getting put into retirement mode and games being put into we don't want to pay for these servers anymore modes, so. How much new content would you need at a minimum to keep playing? Bi-yearly, I think. I think every second year I would need something new. But you could leave me without patches for 2 years at a time, and I would find something to do. There wouldn't be that many other people still here, because I think a lot of people probably need something new more often than every second year, like a patch here and there. That could be an adjustment, but I bet you I could get away with that. Still after that cat? It's the void cat. It's not the light flame cat. I got that one. But yeah, I definitely don't have the void cat yet. We're 50 something odd chances in. I need to find a big elite. That'll make this easier and faster. Or like a big pack of stuff. Oh, I found it. Okay. EverQuest has been live since 99. Ultimately online even longer. Still kind of surprised about both. I wonder what the longest running MMO is that's still live with servers up. You'd probably have to quibble a bit about the definition of MMO to pick which one would have been the first one that is still running servers. Barricade thing's worth a lot. Let me see. Oh, they are 10%. Okay. Oh. Need to remember to try today. Definitely feel like skipping it when the dailies are an Ashka hit. Yeah, I feel that. These ones are a lot faster. Although, I don't know if I'm doing them that much faster. I think it's possible to do them faster. I don't know if I'm succeeding. Some muds that are very old. Are they... I'm thinking MMORPG, though. I'm thinking massively multiplayer and online. That's gotta limit it to at least the 90s, right? Wikipedia says it's Furcadia? No clue. What on earth is Furcadia? It sounds like the kind of thing I would have played 2002. Like a Neopets offshoot. Glad you asked. Oh, it's from 96? Oh. It is as old as me. I was thinking I was born 4 years before that. So when I was first stepping onto the earth, there were no MMOs available or active, at least that would remain active for the next 32 years. I don't know, home internet was still taking off in the 90s. The Realm Online is still kicking it, also 96. User-created content with emphasis on world building, tools, exploring, socializing, free-form role-playing. Huh. When I started gaming, there was no internet. This should do it. Seven minutes on the actual event coming up. Does this character have any service medals? No. I should probably be also working on chet lists for part-timer, because that's another good source of resonance crystals as well. But I want the cat. One cat first, and then we'll worry about chet lists.
The shadows sense it.
Alright, 3 more chances. Drum roll, please. Dun, dun, dun. Dun. Dun, 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 dun. Nope. And at a certain point, I'm not even getting transport because I have all of these things. Let's pop up Warbank. Played an RPG in the Sierra Network INN that launched in 91. What's the first game you guys remember playing? I think mine would have been some educational PC game or some Disney PC game, maybe. Leggings, cloak. This is starting to get a little full. Math castle. It's a castle with math. Mario Kart, GameCube. Star Wars game and MS-DOS.
I have many, many wares.
Something on the SNES. Cosmos, Cosmic Adventures. I remember learning to identify different parts of vegetables from a mouse. Some kind of educational mouse game. I think the mentality when I was young was that PC games are for school and they should be teaching you something. Much like the math castle. Defend the castle by doing math. It was amazing. No, never heard of Pop Tropica. Nor Zork. Question is, do I want to hang out and wait for... Do I want to hang out and wait for the event to start? Actually, I could take a short early break and then the event will start because I need to move my laundry anyway. Maths Blaster was the first I trade. VMK? Oregon Trail? First electronic game old enough for the Atari 2600. The games that I spent the most time on when I was young were probably the Neopets Flash games. But those weren't the earliest ones I played. I had I've talked about this before, an old abandonware game. It wasn't abandonware at the time, it is now. Called Stay Tuned from Funny Bone Entertainment or Games or something. And it had a collection of different game modes in it and some point and click and some puzzles and whatnot. And I played a lot of that. I played an awful lot of that one. Anyways, I will be right back. Okay, how we doing? I wonder if reloading will fix that, the old spoils being stuck on the top of the screen. Laundry! Yeah, we got it. We're on it. Kitty cat threw up on the couch this morning and she managed to catch a nice spray of like cushion blanket and couch cover. So it's good that we had a couch cover on, but I definitely needed to do some laundry. I came home from yoga and Moose had something in its paw and I'm like, buddy, what happened to your foot? And he'd stepped in it. So I had to towel off his foot and strip the couch and it's fine. It's not a problem, but it was just funny because I was looking at his foot and I'm like, what did you do? How did you do this? You've been indoors. Luckily he's a good sport about letting me wipe down his paws. He has to be because we live in a really muddy place, so he had to get used to it at some point or another. Feeling so nostalgic for the 90s, early 2000s today? No, it's unsurprising. Oh, I think a lot of people are nostalgic for just like their youth, really. Sometimes I feel that feeling that it's just about a simpler time when I was younger, and then sometimes I feel like it was a simpler time, not just because I was younger, but also because I wasn't quite so drowned in media back then. You know, internet was something that you would use at the computer and then walk away from. News is something that my parents would put on the TV that I wouldn't pay any attention to. You know, you'd learn things at school and you'd hear stuff, but like it was a more normal amount of information flow that wasn't quite as deep frying to the noggin. things seemed a little bit more manageable and straightforward. But also, I was a child and had much fewer responsibilities, and so everything really was more manageable and straightforward. Born in '96, love the time period I grew up in. I didn't appreciate it at all at the time. I had no appreciation for it whatsoever when I was young. But that's how it goes. Warring against cats. I'm waging war. I'm bending all my energies. I'm committing as best as I can to grinding for the cat mount today. Not with this particular event, actually. This is just for Mog, but I'm doing as many of the dailies as I can get through in a day. We got 2 whole more hours and quite a few characters that can do them. Abe's Odyssey played a lot. Journeyman Project, Mist, Riven, loved them. I think the 90s were a better time. Yeah, it was maybe a little bit more optimistic globally and socioeconomically, at least in the West. I had a thought when I was reading your comment. I was like, man, I haven't heard of one of those. This might be a generational thing. I'm not gonna say it. I wouldn't mean it as an insult, but I wouldn't want it to come across that way. But I am from a different era. They sound nice. They sound like good classic strong fantasy names. Books that you might see with a long-haired woman by a river with a unicorn.
Turn those defenses to ours before they turn the tide of battle.
I forgot to put my rings on when I got up. I should do that. I haven't been wearing them to yoga because there's too much standing on your hands to be wearing rings, really. And I don't want to, like, take them off and lose them. Water's good.
Get in there and show them the
And against
strength
the
of the
waves.
flame.
Where are they? There's some. I feel so much better now that I've realized that thing I realized yesterday about how you just fill the bar up once and you get one box at the first third and the other box at the second third and the final box when you fill it. I'm still a little bit in disbelief of how long it took me to figure that out, but is it okay to be a late boomer here? Of course. Is it not okay to be a late boomer anywhere? I suppose elementary school would be a bit strange, unless you were teaching. You're A-okay. We're not gonna age discriminate here unless someone's under 10 and then I don't think it's a not allowed, but we might have questions. Boomer hate out there. Aw. You've been talking to the wrong people.
Allies require our support. Hurry.
Mm. I think it's a little bit silly to be generalizing anybody based on their generation without having a chat with them. I think anybody that's going to dislike you before getting to know you isn't wildly worth you stressing about their opinion. Tess, thank you for the 47-month resub. Appreciate it. Goodness, that's a long time. Free and Arathi workers. I'm glad somebody's doing it because I haven't wildly been helping.
Burn those defenses to ash before they turn the tide of battle.
All right, here we go. Here we go. I know how to do this one.
A mighty adversary has taken the field. Get in there, soldier.
This one? Nope, that's Racken. We need Alatir. Over here. Important to have friends of all ages. Keeps the mind open. It's nice. I think it's a high bar though. Sometimes it's hard just to have friends. You're gonna generally end up being friends with whoever's just in your immediate vicinity, and depending on where you are in life, sometimes that's more varied and sometimes it's not. A lot of workplaces will introduce you to people of all ages, but some of them won't. Most of the people that I socialize with are 50s and 60s. But that's just because of where I live. I meet some of them are 40s as well. But a lot of older than me anyways, people, just because the town trends a little bit older. It's not wildly sustainable for a lot of young people to live here, just work-wise and cost of living-wise. And I like to walk my dog through like the homeowner-y neighborhoods. I like to get out of my own zone and go walk through the different streets and get to know people out there. And their dogs.
Allies require our support. Hurry.
Injured recruits. Oh, this is the quest where I usually pick them up, see an extra action button, panic, mash it, and therefore just fling the injured recruit immediately down as soon as I've lifted them. Gently toss them, aim for an Arathi priest. There you go. We're helping. I like listening to lots of different people. I don't know if I would go as far as to say that I'm speaking to them much, though. It's a lot easier to listen to what other people have to say than to try and tell them anything. I don't think I have much to say. I use it all up on stream. Been farming jailer for ages. Give me the mount. Growing up, I struggled with that. I felt like I was either around a ton of kids younger than me, a ton of people older than me, not a lot of friends my age. Yeah. A lot of kids that have a tough time socially will end up spending a lot of time with adults, which is good and bad. I was definitely like that when I was younger. I made my friends my age eventually, like in high school, but before then I spent an awful lot of time with the teachers and the teachers and other adult figures. Defend against wave. There we go. I don't even know what percent the last boss gives. I think it's almost 40. I think it's quite high. Which I guess does kind of led me to think that I could stop trying, but what if I need to do it for Theed Pyramaker, you know? I don't want him to feel left out. Although I think we can also probably just...
The cowardly crawlers are retreating! Rally to me, and we will finish this fight! We've got them on the run! To me! Let us give them a reason to keep running!
There we go. Ugh. Wondering if I could stop trying and I was at like 75. Yeah, I think that's a reasonable place to stop. Something told me... Yeah, okay, so this is, I think, all the things. It's telling me that the boss itself gives 41%, so as long as you're above 59, you would be fine. I don't know if I believe it. It may or may not be true. Sometimes I've had all the things tell me things that were untrue, but it seems like they might know. I'm just now getting to the point in my life where occasions are coming up where I'm speaking with children. And I'm really having to learn from scratch what to say to them, because it's not like I'm very good at talking to adults either. And everybody's like, oh, just treat them like people. And I'm like, how do I talk to people? You say that like I have that one figured out. I don't. So I usually start with like a good solid, like good morning or good afternoon. And then how are you? And then I just hope they bring something up because I got nothing else. Oh, the only social skill I'm picking up is how to ask leading questions to make other people talk so that I don't have to. We're adults, you talk with us, fine. This is a bit of a strange format, though. Learning to talk on stream doesn't necessarily help you in actual conversations. I appreciate it, though. It's very sweet of you. Better with being the babysitter, talking to adults and kids my age.
Until the battle is won.
I haven't babysat since I was like 8 years old. By design. Wouldn't have the first idea. No body language or eye contact. The rhythm's different as well. The rhythm's very like, I can pace the rhythm of this conversation. I can choose to read something or not read it. I can choose to just monologue for a while or say nothing and wait for chat. It's a bit different than, it's also like a slightly more, I don't want to say intimate space, but it's like, it's a more normal place for me to ask, like, open-ended or personal questions, things that you wouldn't do if you're just making small talk. Notice that. Sometimes I genuinely don't see a message and I'm not ignoring it on purpose, and then sometimes if I don't feel that there's anything to be gained from reading it out, I won't. But a lot of the time I just didn't see it. Even when there's not a whole lot going on, sometimes you just miss stuff. So, there's a lot of things that this guy could give me. When do we get to the point of the expansion where I go back to the Siren Island and I start trying to 100% that? That would be busy. Small talk is a challenge, both in the sense of chit-chat and talking to small people who are children. I feel like with children, if you can get them started on something they're interested in, that's good. But then I run the problem of, like, while I'm trying to, like, express that I'm actively listening and say things like, oh, wow, or cool, I end up sounding, like, really fake. I'm like, oh, wow, neat. And they haven't called me on it yet. I don't know if they think I sound fake or if they're just excited someone's listening. I don't know. Hey, we got a 1.
To throw themselves upon our blades once more. Victory for the flames' radiance.
They're just excited.
Take a moment for celebration, but stay on your guard.
Okay.
They'll return
Champion
soon
spoils. Gave me a ring. Lots of resonance crystals from all this. That's nice. We have 1 emblem of service.
A dangerous world.
This character, I think she's basically set up on champion gear, more or less. She's not in a dire rush to get things that she can wear, so I could probably buy like a weapon that's for someone else. 2-handed sword, maybe. It's kind of cool. What is that? That's a 1-handed mace. There's a dagger, an agi dagger. Are we sure I don't have that appearance? I feel like I just bought that. Oh, it's an ad. No, it's a strength one. I feel like I just got that. Oh well. Hello, Fulgur Flames Radiance. Oh, it's the last piece of Flames Radiance gear I need for cloth. So that does finish a set, which is kind of nice. So I have the cloth set completely finished in both colors. It's just weapons that I would need for clothies. Okay, I think we're ready for another character. Kids tend to notice colors they're wearing, saying which is my favorite, and they remind me of a toy I once had. A lot of kids like animals. You like animals a lot. There's a lot to talk about there. I do love animals. I don't know how anybody couldn't. They're so cool. There's so many of them. They're all different. How did everybody else get over it? I'm not over it yet. Oh, man. Oh, boy. Maybe a little stretch wouldn't hurt. Or it would hurt, but it would be an important hurt. Oh, man. Oh, and something stiff, if you don't move it, it's just going to stay stiff, but yikes. I was doing a shoulder stretch, and I was getting an assist in it today. And I had the thought of, like, if my arms come off, I'll be okay. I don't need them anymore. I don't know why I thought that. I obviously still need my arms. And we were doing an adjustment. I was just thinking goodbye. Oh, it's like I've never dislocated my shoulders until now. All right, we're gonna go. I'm gonna go over here and pick up our quest. Oh. It helps with the range of motion, though. I talk to animals, but they don't complicate the conversation. Okay. Oh, it's up to 20.8 in here. It does warm up over time. Cat isn't giving me eye contact. I love slow blinking at random cats and seeing if they do it back. It depends on the cat and their mood and whether or not they saw you. But some of them will, which is kind of nice. Oh, hey.
The hungering pool and attack our
As a long-time viewer, I remember the good old days when you needed your arms. I had brief notions about getting moderately more ripped for summer so I could have guns. But it occurred to me that I'm probably going to wear the same t-shirts that have sleeves down to my elbows all summer anyways. Like, where do I think I'm showing these guns? To who? Whom are the guns for? Seeing in cats in people's windows. I love seeing cats in people's windows. I try not to be creepy. I try not to look in the window beyond the cat. But like, if I know I'm walking by a place where I know there's sometimes a cat in a window, I'm 100% checking for the cat. It's happening. Alright, welcome to Arcane Mage Town. Population me. We've got 3 dailies, 3 chances at the kitty cat. And you know what? I'm going to spend this emblem of service. This guy's fairly recently leveled. He has a champion staff, which is nice. Yeah, the cloth set. Wasn't the cloth set done? I need to reload.
Flame tempers not just our souls, but my steel.
I'm having some trouble with my collection's getting updated. It was, right? Unless this is a no, both cloth sets were done, so they both should be done. I don't know why it says in both places that I have not collected that. That's frustrating. That's really frustrating. How am I meant to get everything when it's not tracking them accurately? Well, I'll probably leave it be for now.
Imperial steel conquered a continent.
Hi, Hazel and Chat. Hello, Bucky. How you doing today? Happy Thursday. No, I updated all my add-ons. Ran updates. There was the last all the things update was it doesn't have a date on it. 4.46. Queen. Hello. Queen Hazel. I don't. Depends on what kind of responsibilities the queen has as to whether or not I've abdicated them. I've started watching a season of Taskmaster Australia, so it's a matter of time before I start trying to find Australian words to use casually. And by Australian words, I just mean like intonations or phrasing. But like many people, I'm a huge sponge when it comes to that kind of thing, so I become insufferable if I've spent too long consuming content from any region that's not mine. Responsibilities in question, sitting pretty while streaming. Wow. Oh. If we're not too fussed about the put together net levels of pretty, then we're good. You know, as long as it doesn't need to be too neat, we're fine. Might be under a different name. It has a way of doing that, though. And besides, Can I Mog It was also... Can I Mog It can typically distinguish between item IDs and appearances. And it was showing that I didn't have the appearance. And the actual in-game thing was saying that I haven't collected this. I think that's an in-game bug, which is why all the add-ons are reflecting it. I think that they can't do anything that the game... if the game's doing it wrong. But I think I'll just start hanging on to those is what I'm going to do. 16, 24. Okay, so the ballistas are worth 10%. Those are good. I think I'm just going to start hanging on to those medallions. And not worry about them just yet. Yeah, it is a bit weird. Has anybody else been having issues with that? Like pieces that they know they've collected showing as uncollected on the Nightfall vendor? Don't think so? Yeah, well. Some of mine wouldn't collect properly until I equipped them. Oh. Maybe I should do that. Or delete them. That can work too. Spooky Snacks, thank you very much for the 63-month resub. Congratulations on your wedding. Thank you. Thank you very much. Have that problem sometimes in other vendors. Usually fixes itself. Yeah, I was hoping a reload would do it, but I'm sure we're going to be here for a while unless I get this mount today. We're probably not going to be the last time I swing by that event. Equip or delete things for them to count. Yeah, that's probably what's going on. It's funny though because it totally gives you the pink collected text when you purchase it. Oh, but it wouldn't be account wide until you've... I see. Okay, I think I know what's going on. So if I wanted to fix that properly, I could do a sweep of all my characters and I could just clean out their bags. And either equip or vendor things. Or delete them. Sometimes ATT and Kinet Market have bugs. They're usually quite on top of getting them sorted, though. They're usually really, really with it. Someone in my raid group got the Horrific Visions mount yesterday. The vendor one? Holy smokes. That's a lot of grinding. I know there's a few different mounts from Visions. I've done none of them. I am taking the easy breezy route through Visions. I did my bare minimum this week. I got my weekly quest done for the helmet enchant. And then next week I'll unlock some stuff that'll make it easier. I'm not gonna push myself to do too much until I have some more power upgrades unlocked, I think. They are with it. Are they also hip? Oh, the hippest. Double hip. Both sides, left and right. When a division's once unlock 2 things, fine for the week TBH. Yeah, seems like something where you can certainly grind a lot and accomplish a lot this week if you want to. But it would be maybe a bit more effort than doing it the lazy way. Like, we'll be able to do the same things with more power-ups if we are lazy and we wait for the time gating. Went to divisions, got very confused, died, have not gone back. They're probably skippable if you're not worried about the cosmetics. The gear that they offer seems very comparative to the gear that you get from this. The main thing would just be the helmet enchant, I suppose.
Away, friend, for the Empire.
Okay, there's one bag. We're gonna save up a pack of them. And buffs and nerfs, yeah, that's true. They're typically gonna do some balancing over the first couple weeks. I'm not hungry. I had breakfast. I'm not hungry. Am I hungry? I need to buy a bag of onions. I have 1 onion. So I don't need to buy a bag of onions right away, but it's a sweet onion. I suppose I can use it for the same things I use my regular ones for. In game? No, in real life, I'm out of onions. I was at the store recently and I meant to get some, and they didn't have them. I don't know if they were out or if I was just lost because they'd reorganized things. It was like a smaller store for sure. It wasn't like a big grocery store, but... What if I just start... I mean, I might need to be more successful if I'm going to afford this, but start shopping exclusively at the little tiny local ones, and I'll carry a hemp bag, and I'll wear a straw hat, and I'll just pretend I'm in... I don't know, maybe not the past, but... one of those people. But onions are great. I use them as the base of all kinds of stuff. A lot of any kind of super stew I'm making, most of my sauces will start with like a sauteed onion. I sharpened my knives recently. That was good. I'm always massively relieved when I've got that done. I don't take a lot of care to keep a good edge on them, so they don't stay sharp for wildly long, but they're not expensive knives, so I don't mind just whipping out the stone and resharpening them. They'll get small eventually, but that's okay. Oh, we're not done. We're not done here. We're only at 40%. Why did I think I was done? I'm glad that I like his transmog, because I'm not really clicking with much else about Mage. Knives are in desperate need of a sharpening. I love having a stone at home for it. I used to have one of those sharpeners that was like a V-shaped divot that you would draw your knife blade through. And those will do better than nothing, and they're easy to use, but the stone I got works a million times better, and it's not tough to use once you get a little feel for it. I just watched a couple of YouTube videos about knife sharpening and then had at it, really. Sad the Vision's trash rare for the mount doesn't want to spawn. Oh. Vision's trash rare. Does it require a mask, or is it just being pesky? Maybe Frost would be enjoyable? Maybe, but knowing me, for whatever weird reason, if I was going to play Frost, I would make another mage. This guy is an arcane mage. He's not here to give up. Just because he's not getting great grades at mage school, you know, he's not dropping out. He's going to continue inflicting his poor understanding on everybody. Company that comes to your house does it for you. May resort to that. Yeah. Well, if you ever feel like you want to try doing it yourself at home, I think my stone was maybe 30 bucks on Amazon. They don't have to be super expensive. It has two sides on it, so it's got two different levels of grit. You spend most of your time on your coarse grit, then you finish it on the fine grit. I don't even sharpen it in both directions. I just draw it back towards me because it's a little bit less, you're less likely to take the edge off your knife if you get the angle wrong. You hold it up at about the angle of like a book of matches, and then you put like a pound or two of weight on the blade. And I figured out what it felt like to press a pound or two of weight by just pressing on a scale to see what that kind of motion was like. And then you can use mineral oil. I just use water. I just soak the stone first. But assuming that it's not a knife that assuming it's just a standard issue chef knife, you're really not going to harm it that much. Oh, you could use the cooldown manager. I am. Look, that's what this is. It's telling me all kinds of things I don't understand. Look, that one looks like a candy. What is this? Arathi treasure hoard. Got every mog from Rares and Kazalgar, not undermined, but one and it won't drop. Oh. Oh no. Oh, did I get a chicken? I got Wilbur the chicken. I have to bring him back. Deliver the chicken. This wayward chicken should be returned. You're not going to give me a chicken? I'm bringing you your chicken and I don't get a comparable compensatory chicken? This game has ruined me. I expect a free chicken. I suppose I have chickens already. Could enjoy some of the chickens that we already have. Chicken. I have a multi-chicken. I have a Szechuan chicken. Mechanical Greenlands. Oh, I'd name my Arathi chicken Debbie. She's cute. I haven't gotten to hang out with chickens in years.
Sacred flame guide your way, friend.
Here's another bag. Let's go get our third one. How's he doing? He's getting some weathered crests. He has a couple of Valor Stones. Oh, that's right. He spent his crests. Yeah, he's 635. He's fine.
Fungarians grow unchecked.
Wouldn't it be cool if you could leave companions out at your house in midnight? They have the tech for it. We had that with the garrison. Your garrison pet yard would have your favorite pets. It would have an assortment of your favorite pets, like the pets that you had favorited, just wandering around. To this day, you can go to your garrison and see your pets just running around the place, just like you can have your mounts in the stable. They've definitely been there before. Okay, so for this one, I want the barricade things for 10. I suppose mobs wouldn't hurt either. Pet yard was cute except for when a random spider would walk by. Nerubian Orator Stiletto from 4 different rares. Najka had no luck yet. I'm so impressed by your thoroughness in getting all of the rares, or all of the rare mod collected up to that point. It's making me a bit jealous. You're making it sound kind of fun. Do you think they should call player housing Garrisons 2.0? No, that would be a terrible idea. Here, take related thing that had horrible press and reuse the name. That'll go well. No, thank you. They're not calling it anything, are they? It's just player housing, right? Do they have a fun name for it? Can't get the crossbow to drop from a lot of different rares around Kazalgar. Competition has been issued. New need unlocked every bog. There's something about somebody just passively saying, not talking about you at all, that they are having a hard time doing something in the game that makes me and my sick and twisted brain go, I wonder if I could do it. Even if it's a totally RNG based thing, like someone saying, oh man, this thing won't drop for me. That makes me want to be like, what if I go kill the thing? Maybe it'll drop for me. Not that I want to like rub it in if it did. It's, I don't know what the motivation is, but it's just kind of like, oh man, this person has this value on this thing because they've been having a hard time getting it. Therefore, it's like contagious item value. Like I want it now, even if I'd never heard of it before. Especially now that you can collect all armor types. Very fun. You would recommend? Good use of time. I've been trying to collect like 100% of things from these different like new content batches they've put out. Like I'm trying to get the Nightfall stuff and the Nightfall cat right now. I suppose I should bring them their chicken, huh? If I was invisible. That's one. I was looking for the button. Big elite rares down there. Yeah, I'm sure I need most of it. Oh, so you wouldn't need, you could do it on the one character then, because they can still, they don't drop things based on your character, do they? They just drop their stuff. That does make sense.
We are the holders of hope.
Alright. 3 more chances at a Voidsguard Lynx mount. Oh, his name is Wilbur. Nope. Not a bit. Not a 1. However, we can warbank some stuff. Hi, y'all. Hello, Mr. Sonic Gen. How are you doing today? Got everything in my paladin. Nice. 3 chances per day per character, unless your character picked up some dailies that they didn't do previously. I'm gonna run out of warbank space at this rate. I have to level some more halls! Or disenchant some stuff that I have in, like, quadruplicate. I'm sure there's a few things that I don't need this many copies of. I have to bring this chicken back. What if he's homesick? What if they're missing him at the farm? What if I got chickens one day, but then I had a favorite chicken, and the other chickens could tell that they weren't my favorite chicken, and their entire life they just felt like something was just a little bit not perfect. They know, they can always tell.
Aid us, outsider. Be our beacon in the darkness.
Okay. Why does the chicken keep running away from that family? Just to get to the other side? It seems like a bit of a grim place to be a chicken. Not the safest. It's tough being a prey animal. Everything wants to eat you. Alright. We've done dailies, dailies, dailies. I think this character might need to do dailies still. I don't know if I... Well, of course she has, because she hasn't done them today. Chickens have a concept of perfection? I don't know. I've never been a chicken. They might be able to manage jealousy. They're smarter than people give them credit for. At least I got the Void Kitty. Listen, I'm gonna be right there with you any minute now. And any second now, I'm gonna be a fellow Void Kitty owner. Clear a little space here. It's funny, I don't need to worry about enchanting knowledge at all because I'm good. I'm done. I'm spec'd. Oh man, these bags are bad. Could probably sell a few things. Nope, that one doesn't have a vendor. Oh, I did it because I wanted to post stuff on the auction house. That's why. Make a little space, maybe. I don't use my reagent bank at all. So I end up just with a bunch of stuff on me. Yeah, it's good though. I'll make some gold. I have 258k or so. I actually have no concept of how much gold I have across my characters because I haven't centralized it. That was something that I was really hoping they were doing with warbands. Like, I know that you can put gold into your warbank, but I was kind of hoping they would just give you like a shared gold across all your characters without needing to move it around manually. Just have them all have it. It's not like they're going to get robbed, you know. There's no downside to having the gold on a given character. Okay, Hallowfall. We have a loose neighborhood rabbit that we named Harvey. Lives 90% in our yard, and he's lived over 2 years. That doesn't mean I didn't still run out at 1 a.m. last night when I heard a cat fight in our backyard. Might fear more for the prey animal than he fears for himself. Harvey? we have a lot of buns. I call them all Peter Cottontail though. It's usually when they're lingering too long and my dog's like really locked in on them and I'm like, Peter Cottontail, you gotta get out of here. You better hop. Moose is on a leash and he's not gonna get you, but he does want to. Warband Miser to help with managing gold. What does that do? Warband Miser. I'm checking it out purely based on the name. Automatically maintains the amount of gold retained on a character as you visit a bank in-game. Opening the bank triggers the gold transfer. After that, you can withdraw or deposit any amount up to the amount available. Oh, cool. Set of characters you're made to keep all the gold, leaving a preset amount in the war bank for your alts. Remove the date of a character deleted, name changed, etc. Set the amount of gold per character. Oh, cool. So you can have one character carry most of your gold, or you can just keep it in the bank. Call all the bunnies Snowball. Maybe Moose just wants to say hi. Maybe. I don't know, man. I think his primal instincts are kicking in vis-a-vis the bunnies. They're like his focus kryptonite. Squirrels he can kind of take or leave. Birds, I feel like he would get one if he could, but he knows he's not. Well, sometimes he can sneak though. Add on mails 1% of every transaction to the creator. That would be funny. Oh.
Fungarians grow unchecked. Destroy the colony's leader and collect the spores to prevent a new fungal army.
Yeah, I want to try this. Most of them aren't by a bank. We have the war bank distance inhibitor, but I've been using it on a bunch of these characters to put their stuff in. It's got a bit of a cooldown on it. Warband distance inhibitor. Yeah, it's 2 hours per character. Everyone keep 500. You can make sure one character is a different setting. Yeah, you can set a main to carry most of your gold. Because my main does sometimes need to drop a bunch of gold buying like consumes and stuff for her. Plus you could pull gold out of the bank if you needed to. Yeah, I think I might try it. Sure, why not? Install. Next time we're at a bank, we'll configure it. Hello? Aha.
Sacred flame guide your way, friend.
Uh-oh. Okay, we have all of them. We can do 6 attempts on this character because she's got the radiant incursions too. Okay. Luckily it's my main, so she'll do a little bit more damage. Yeah, the cooldown does tick down while offline, for sure. It's a good button to have on your bar. For a second I was waiting for a pet to spawn in, and then I remembered I'm not a pet class. Mm-hmm. %. I keep thinking these fake ones are real, and I would target a mob behind it and be like, oh boy, here comes the elite. Not exactly how that works. I do have Shadow Fiend, that's true. If we get lonely. Or we can use a pet. I usually keep at least some toys and then maybe a battle pet or two on my bar here. It looks like I've got Spotty and Eepy, the little hyena cub. These hyena cubs with the goggles are so cute. I feel like they would be Stinky and I wouldn't care. I would just cuddle the baby hyena and then I would be Stinky. And we would live happily ever after. Just nobody get too close. Would not be mad one day if I woke up and all my casters had pets. Baby hyena would not kill me. I'm much bigger. I am somewhat bigger. And they're babies. They're just a little baby. If I raise it from very small, then I will be its mother. Do this daily in the lower part. 2 elites which spawn much faster. Lower part. Oh, there's an elite over here. Only mild teeth and nasal ankles. Yeah, it's just like when Moose was a puppy. He had a shark phase good and proper. Oh yeah, there's the other elite. Oh, I only need 2% though. I don't know if I'm ever going to stop riding this trading post moth around. It's so pretty. Maybe I'll buy the other one. I have the tender. I have it frozen.
We are the holders of hope.
Could do.
Always be prepared.
There, box 1 of 6. We're going to get all 6 and then open them all at once. It'll be a whole thing. No, they're dangerous with their big chompers, but why so cute if no pet, right? Oh, okay. Let's find a bunch of things to fight. Big cats are friendship. I mean, even the people that like go live in the woods with bears, when they inevitably get mauled to death by a bear, it's not usually one of their friend bears. It's usually some other bear that was like visiting that hadn't gotten the bear lowdown yet. Accuracy of stories not guaranteed. Nobody goes and lives with hyenas. I don't think the hyenas would be chill. I feel like they would want to leave. I'm speculating. I've never met one before. I must have seen them in a zoo or something, but it's not an animal that we have locally here. We have raccoons. And we must have some weasels of some kind. I know we have different, like, water-based mustelids, like otters. And mink. See that guy? Great garbage. Do not eat. Toxic trait is thinking every wild animal would befriend me. I let myself daydreaming about befriending all the wild animals, but I try to keep my grip on reality so I don't actually go up trying to pet any of them. I like to give them their space. It's a nice fantasy, though. Approaching 80 attempts on Void Cat. Oh! I just passed 50. Here. I hope it drops for you soon. That's why we like playing hunters. Just any animal under the sun. Gonna reinstall WoW after 5 years away? Talked me into it. Oh no, you've been clean. Your streak. I'm just kidding. Game's always here for you. And then life's always there for you when you're done with the game. Am I gonna live? Yes. I think my tentacles pulled that. There we go. I was clean for 8 years, but Loch Nahak called me back in. My favorite spirit beast, I didn't tame it very many times, maybe twice across different hunters.
Step into the light.
Banthalos, the green owl. All the Hyjal ones are lovely. I used to get Anka as well. No, Anka was Northrend. I'm thinking of or was am I thinking of Gondria? There was like the cats. But there was Firelands pets. A couple of them. Banthalos was a fun tame. Oh, water's so good. I always wanted Arcturus, the bear. I never found it. I used to camp it and I would see other people camping it. And it wouldn't even spawn, but I would like see my competition waiting and I'd be like, there's no way. It's too hot out here. I gotta put it off for another 5 years, then come back. See if everybody else gets over it. They never do. There's always people camping Arcturus. There's spirit cats for each of my gatos that passed away. Oh, that's a lovely idea. RP relam 2 a.m. I wonder what that meant to say. RP realm. Oh, you can tame a spirit beast on an RP realm at 2 a.m. Gotcha. It took me a second. That's a good point. Probably in war mode as well nowadays. That would be not a bad place. The trouble though then is you get up at 2 a.m. You get in your RP realm. You go out there. It might not be up. You might still have to wait another 6 hours for it to spawn. Finally doing pet trainers in Kazalgar. Only mildly frustrated so far. You doing the family battle or just the just the regular ones? I have not yet done family for Kazalgar. I did it for Undermine. That means starting a new main hunter. Another one. I need my resonance crystals. Oh boy. All one of them. Singular resonance crystal. That's 20 plus hunters.
Outsiders are
Do you spread them out across the different specs, or are they all one spec? I don't have 20, but all of mine are BM. They're always BM. I'm glad this grind at least gives me resonance crystals, because I'm going to need so many of those for Kazalgar collecting. Feels like we're at least getting somewhere. Actually, do not want to switch my main hunter. Don't know if I want to re-level TBC engineering to max again. That's the expensive one, right? Like of all the professions, TBC engineering is like the really spendy one. I don't think I used the potion. Maybe it's fine. I have a friend with 60 plus Mistweaver Panda monks. And they all do alchemy. Alright, the Mistweaver Panda monks I can kind of get on board with. It's a bit strange that they're all the same race, but that's fine. All being alchemists is fascinating. Do they do a lot of transmuting, or do they just like doing the same thing? They do all the transmutes. Oh, okay. Alright, I can get on board with that. That makes sense. Not that anybody needed me to get on board, but... I don't even transmute in the alchemist I have. I don't have a philosopher's stone? I'm so curious to go to the bank on all my characters and find out how much gold I have. I'm probably not going to be satisfied with the answer. Ooh, we could bet on it. Or channel points, anyway. Transmuted from young to old a few weeks ago when I turned 50. Oh, happy belated birthday! I like the elements from gathering more. Oh, herbalism is more fun in Dragonflight. Gathering was more fun in Dragonflight. You would get more... You're right, the elemental ones were more profitable. Like, you can still make some gold, but your overload is not exciting. I will often, if I'm gathering, I'll often just not bother, or I'll feel like it doesn't matter what I overload, because I'm making at most an extra, like, 80 gold from it, whereas in Dragonflight, you could overload an order, get some Awakened Order, and get an extra, like, 1,000 or 2,000 from one overload cooldown. It felt a lot more impactful. Birthday's 420 and all the kids at work kept telling me nice all day. Oh. Man, I'm a little dumb. I had a moment where I'm like, oh man, is that your birthday every year? Is it always on that day? What about leap years? Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Takes a second to catch up. Did the same a few weeks ago, but to 60. Would hope so. Is that a portal that'll take me back anywhere, or is that just like an item? Nope, that's a real portal. Where did I go? Oh, farther up a hill. Weird, okay. Never done that before. Oh man. Imagine if leap years bumped every other day of the year. Every other day it was weird and wrong somehow. Every fourth year, everybody's just confused all year long. Can I free you from your prison? Yes, yes I can. We're at 99%. One of you guys. $420 would have been cool. Mine is the beginning of May. Not that it's up to any of us, but what do you think the best like time of year is to have a birthday? I feel like summer birthdays are pretty good because as a kid you're often on vacation. Your friends are available for a birthday party if you have friends. My birthday is early September, and it was often on or around the first day of school, which was fine, but a little bit of a bummer. Gets overwritten a little bit. Not much. New guy born on leap year. Poor Christopher turned 4 years old at 16. Born 4th of July. Everyone's out of town. Oh yeah, I guess if your friends traveled, then they'd be gone. Wife's birthday is 3/17. She's 33 days older than me. December 22nd. Horrible grown up. Yeah, my partner has a Christmas adjacent birthday. gets a lot of batched celebrations. Interesting thing about my birthday, a couple days before Brooke Shields, same year. I think that's interesting. I feel like growing up, we would all look up like what celebrities had the same birthdays as us. Mine is the same day as Pink, although not the same year as Pink. She's got a couple years on me. I had such a fun birthday last year. I went to Vancouver for a concert, which was like a big deal for me. I don't think I can top that. I think I'm gonna have to scale it back. As a kid, everyone would bring cupcakes or treats for their birthday, and it made me sad to have a summer birthday because I couldn't bring in treats. Fall and spring seem pretty good. Wouldn't want it too close to Christmas or any other huge holiday. My doggy gets 2 birthdays because we celebrated his birthday, and we're probably going to celebrate his gotcha day in August as well. Do it twice. Lucy gets a nice meal. He got a fish. My partner caught him a rockfish and filleted it and steamed it and cooked some rice and mixed it in with the rice and made a nice little bowl for him. Maybe I'll catch him a fish for August. He loves fish. Whenever you're filleting a fish or working on a fish in the kitchen or even just opening a can of tuna, he's gonna wander in and like stick his nose up and be like, "What you got there? What you doing? You got anything for Moose?" Celebrate Katie's birthday every year. Miss Kira's birthday is the same as mine because we don't know when her birthday is. But I got her 11 years ago, I think, on my birthday. Friend's boy Charlie loved salmon skin. I mean, who doesn't? It's delicious. Salmon skin's really fatty. It's really tasty. I like frying trout skin on. Fried trout skin's a bit similar. I haven't done any freshwater fishing yet this year. I've been having too much fun with the ocean fishing. Got a new pair of kitties this year. Void boy, Torty girl. Boy's named Rabbit because he's my best rabbit boy. Aww. What's your Torty girl's name? Pup made himself available when we were working in the kitchen. Moose knows that I don't hand him scraps, but he also knows that I'm messy and I spill and I drop things. So he just like stakes me out whenever I'm eating or cooking because he knows that it's a matter of time. So I just have to be really careful if it's anything that I know he really can't have, like anything that would be actually toxic for him, like grapes or onions or something. I don't think he really wants onions. He definitely wants fish, though. Torty is named Tilly. Super serious all the time. The Tortitude. I've never heard the phrase tortitude. That's very cute. I've never met her, but I love her. Kitties. How are we doing? Spilling is just as good in the dog world. One day I'm gonna spill something really spicy and he's gonna find out. I don't think dogs like spicy food. I guess some of them do. She stole all of Rabbit's black cat energy, and as a result he's the happiest talky boy. Every black cat I've ever met has been super chatty and super sweet. I don't know if there's a whole lot of correlation between color and personality. It's just fun to think about. One of every cat, please, right? I feel like one day when it's time for us to get another cat, I'm just gonna meet as many cats as I can and just wait for the universe to tell me which one it is. I'm gonna try not to go in with any preconceived notions about how old the cat should be, or if it should be a boy or a girl, or what color. I'm just gonna like meet some cats, and then I'll know, you know, let the cat choose you kind of thing. There we go. Pardon me. I got one more daily? Or did we do them all? I think we did them all. I think we can go back to Flames Radiance. Maybe I'll flight path back up there. I can never remember where the flight path is. It's over here. It's not like I'm going far, but I'm queen of getting lost trying to fly up the tunnel back up to Hallowfall. This is kind of fun taking a flight path from a big lobster. Speaking of kitties, there's no one in here with me. They're hanging out somewhere else. I'm all alone. Orange cat also likes cobwebs and dust. Black cat likes plastic. Plastic, really? Kitty likes crinkly stuff, but it has to be like a papery kind of crinkle. She's not down for like foil or plasticky crinkles. Not a fan of it. I had an orange cat for years and she was meaner than the desert sun. I loved her because her meanness was totally honest. Plastic bags are beds. I think if I'm imagining things that my office or streaming room has to have in any future version of it, gotta have a couple beds. I would maybe do a cat tree in it again as well. I don't have like a proper full cat tree right now. I had one for a while, but I got it after Kira was already mainly blind, so she never really got comfy with like climbing up on it or anything. She'd prefer just to sleep on the beds in the ground. The first cat I ever knew that my aunt owned was literally named Mean Kitty. She was a tortie and old. First picture I ever took of an orange cat. She was a kitten and it sunk claws into me. My sister used to have a cat who was very mercurial. He would turn on a dime. He would be saying one thing and he'd be hanging out and he'd be all happy. And then he would decide instantly that he was no longer having it and he would flip. His body language just completely changed in like a second. He was great though. I lucked out with him. He didn't do that to me very much. He would pick his victims. He would bully the poor dog. They had a Labrador too. And it was just a sweet old chocolate lab, and the cat would just like she'd be asleep. Kitty would stalk her and jump on her ears.
For the Empire.
Alright. We got 6 chances at this mount. Lined up right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes to open all at once. Here we go. Drum roll. 1. Nothing. Nothing. Says attempt 58. Boo. That's okay. What do we get? We got like, I don't know, some gear, some vendor stuff. Oh, the event began. Maybe I can get another character in on that. There should be a character, some character or another that's like mainly out here. Wah, wah.
A mighty adversary has taken the field. Get in there, soldier!
Nothing! It'll happen. It'll happen. Here, we're gonna use probably one of the hunters if I had to guess. Or did the mage not do it? I think the mage hasn't done it either. Let's take one of the hunters. Left my curtain a bit cracked and I can see all the light coming in through it. It's bright, bright day today. Sunshiny. Okay, we're nearby. That's good. We have the quest. That's also good. We have 4 minutes? Yeah, 4.5 minutes to do this. We can also pick up the dailies to do after.
May the shadows pass you by.
Defend against waves.
Is that the best warrior they can offer? Get in there and show them the strength of the flame!
Where is he? Oh, he's over here. So we get 41%. So we'll, just doing the last boss, we'll always give you at least the first box. You would need to get to 59 if you wanted it to be all of the boxes, though. You ever imagine being able to like pop off your limbs like a Mr. Potato Head doll? And then just like mix them up or mix them around or, I don't know, stick them in the wash, get them back, pop them back in.
The cowardly crawlers are retreating! Rally to me, and we will finish this fight!
Between me and my friends, we've owned 4 calicos. Mine is the only one who hates being held and runs out of the house to escape for days at a time.
Let us give them a
Still love you,
reason
Cleo.
to keep running.
My cat likes to sit on my lap, but she's not big on like being held like a baby. Like, I can do it long enough to trim her nails, but she's not thrilled about it. She wants to sit on me, but she wants to do it on her terms. She wants to hold me, not the other way around.
We are the flames radiant,
I think she thinks I'm her baby.
defenders of Merildar, and today we hold.
I love Cleo now too. And then I would hold my dog like a baby, but he's too big, it doesn't fit. Trying to tag as many things as I can to get my bar up if we can make it to 59. But we don't have very much time. I think we're just gonna get our blue chest and that's it. Oh, we're so close. Yeah, okay, we made 59. Let's see if that does it then. If the last boss really does give like 41%, it should finish it. Used to feed an outdoor kitty in my old neighborhood. She was a TNR cat with a dock beard. Decided we were friends one day. She would let me pet her, but if I brought her in the house, she would escape eventually. I know one of those. I've never tried to bring her in my house, but she always stops by for pets. You can see her shaking down everybody in the neighborhood that walks by. Cleo is our regular catio tester, and so far she's found 5 ways out, including digging. It's an important service. That's funny. It's 11:11. Good time for wish. We're both sitting in our computer chairs. My cat reaches up on 2 feet, puts a paw on our arm or chair arm. Meows at us for snacks or for water from the sink. Aww. Kira does the same thing where she'll kind of like get up on her back paws and go tap 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 on like someone's elbow, but that's for her that means she wants up. She wants you to move your lap so that she can jump up onto it easier. It's cute because it looks like a little kid just going like wah! Up. How are we doing? Almost dead? Almost dead. Should finish the bar. It did.
The sacred flame blesses
I bet it's true then.
victory. But stay
It's
vigilant.
so cute.
The enemy will return to throw themselves upon our blades once more.
There's blue. There's purple.
The flame burns for all of us.
And that one. So this character's got 2 service emblems.
We are the seekers of light.
I wonder if the items just aren't
Stay
being...
productive
Hang on.
in the light. Vigilant.
I wonder if they're just not being added to my Warbound appearance collection until the refund window is up. I wonder if that's it. And you can bypass that by either equipping or vendoring it, both of which things negate the refund window. So I bought stuff on the Warlock, right? Yeah. I feel like I've learned this lesson like 5 times before in my life, but I just have to relearn it every once in a while. So she's got these new legs. They are still refundable. If I equip them, makes them non-refundable, and now they should be tracked on an alt. Anything that's refundable. Okay. Okay. So I would need to log on to Anthus and do the same thing with those weapons I bought him. But otherwise I don't need to worry about it because it would just be things that I'd bought today. Just that curtain. It's getting real bright in here. Yeah, I'm just gonna pop his weapons on and then back off. Mystery solved. Crisis averted. Sweater's too big for my own good. So we just... Oh, his cooldown's already up because I must have done it so long ago. It doesn't matter now. He's good. He's all okay. Oh, I was gonna go to the bank. So there... Well, it was Hearts and Dornival anyway. I was gonna go to the bank to try out and set up this add-on, this Warband Miser. I think it was Haley put me onto an add-on today that was gonna automatically put my gold in my warbank and keep a certain amount on each character. Let me take a look at the settings. First of all, is it turned on? Yes, it is. Second of all, here's the settings. Okay. Include new characters using default settings. I'm gonna have max level characters keep like 2,500 gold each, I think. Only deposit. They don't need to withdraw anything. That's a lot of brackets. We can also just set all of the sub 80s to 500. That should be fine. I wonder if that's an account-wide setting. Because they can always go back to the bank and pick things up. It doesn't continually do it. Random Retro, thank you for the 58-month resub. Good morning, Hazel. Good morning. I hope you're having a lovely day.
My directive is to serve
So
you.
now he's got 2,500 gold. And the war bank has 36k because he just dumped 35k in the war bank. Cool. Okay. Let's do it on everybody. How much gold do we think I have? Here, I'll do a poll if anybody wants to guess. I don't know if this is a fun game, but I think it's fun because I actually don't know. I'm guessing too. I know I have somewhere in the range of 200k on my main. I know I have somewhere between 30 to 50 on some of these 80s. I don't know whatever anybody else has. I'm gonna say I have. Oh, hang on. Don't stop streaming. I want to make a poll. Not a poll. Prediction. So I'm going to say 0 to 300k for the low end, because that would be the least. Four to 5. Sure. I'm gonna start at, I think, the bottom of my list and just take them all to the bank. Is there an add-ons button? Mode. Menu. Add-ons. Make sure they all have Warband Miser. That's the new add-on. Moves gold 2 and from your Warband bank. Okay. Just join. What is this add-on? It, called Warband Miser, automatically deposits gold in your Warbank when you interact with the bank. Or withdraws it up to like a flat level per character. Useful if you want to just use your warbank to keep your gold across alts and not worry about how much each of them has. So this character's not going to have really any meaningful amount because she's got basically nothing. So.
May the eternal sun.
That was just a farming character. I don't think Wormbin's going to have any gold. Worth a try. Handy. Yeah. I haven't consolidated all of my gold in some time, and I've leveled a few alts since the last time that I did it. So I'm kind of curious as to how much I have. Maybe this will make me more motivated to make gold when I have a clear idea of how much gold I have. So he has currently somewhere in the range of 1k gold.
What can I help you with?
We can vendor some of these old bags and stuff. Mysterious things. I was leveling him a little bit.
Go with honor.
Anyway. So on any character that's not by a bank, we can just summon their war bank. So he put in 645 gold. Good job. He probably pulled it out to begin with, but that's alright. I'm just going to go up my list. LV wire my bag out on shows me total, but it's spread on like 25 tunes. I used to use, I want to say Titan panel would count it up between my characters, but it would get kind of confused sometimes.
Many deals for a friend of the Grummles.
I'm just gonna
like you.
straight vendor a bunch of greens here. And different things that we can sell. It's funny that that leveling event's over now. Kind of thought it would never end.
Farewell, friend of the Grummles.
So far we're at 39k. Most of the vote landed. Most of the points were bet. I guess one person bet a lot of points on 400 to 500k. Most of the votes were for 5 to 600. Return ratio. Where am I? Oh, I was farming a rare. That's right. I think I got what I wanted from that rare. Or I got one of the items to drop, and then the other one I ended up just, like, spending... The other one I ended up spending some gold on the auction house to get the other item. I bought it on a different realm. So far it's pretty small potatoes. She just dumped 171 gold in. But it's 171 gold we get to keep. It's going to add up. This character used to live in her Shadowlands mission table zone. She would do the pet charm dailies. I could probably farm some pets to try to sell with my pet charms. Yeah, sure. Take me to Stormwind. Thanks. I don't need to be out in Blackrock Mountain anymore. That was back when I was farming the Mog from those. Wow. 171 gold. What does she have? She has... Oh, she's not gonna dump anything in. She's under the threshold. Some of them would technically be withdrawing, and you can have them do that, but I chose to disable that setting. Anything on Shellfish? He's got 600. Here, he can vendor a few things. I feel I have chosen poorly. Listen, all of the gold's at the end. All of the gold's at the end. We're sandbagging. We're starting low and slow. Also, we've entered a bunch of stuff, and now that's going to be an extra, like, couple hundred gold. Wow. It's going to count. Down to one protoform mount to go. Yeah, he put 256 gold in. To the pattern from the Paragon cache. Oh, man. Not sure I could be bothered. I don't blame ya. Sold the pets from the vintage cans pretty easily. Not super expensive. Gold is gold. How much would you say you get from those? I might have some extra vintage cans. It's not a bad idea. I guess at a certain point, that's the only thing left to do with them. Okay, so she's not sitting on much. Maybe I'll just hearth her. Because she can vendor the stuff that she's holding on to. That I farmed from an instance. Maybe that'll put her above 500. Man, I really clean these guys for parts. I really rip into pieces for scraps. They're not holding on to much. The characters that are 80 are going to have more. This stuff vendors for a little bit. She'll have a little bit to deposit. Gets you somewhere. Okay. She's gonna have 150 gold. Forgot about that mount.
King's honor, friend.
Yeah, she put in 160. Yes, it'll include my main. It's for my total account-wide gold. I forget how much my main had on her, but I think it was 200 or so. So that'll bump us up substantially. Anything? 210. I feel like I'm wasting my time a little bit on all these alts, but it'll be worth it, I swear. Expedition Yak. If nothing else, I'm cleaning up their bags a little bit.
Lucky doos, you like?
All this Blackrock spire gear that we never vendored. And Nixian bags and extra boots. I think she's gonna dunk 84 gold in. Listen, it counts. I bet 600. Listen, there's a lot of characters still to go. These are the small fry. I'm going from the bottom of the list up. It'll get better. I swear. 600k plus might be a bunch, though. Night Flame, you got anything? I still feel like there would be decent gold to be made from running pet dungeons to get the pets that you can sell. And then selling those, but you'd have to be so patient to actually sell the pets. He has...
The mountains are mighty here.
Okay, not a wild amount.
Our banners to mark what the Dragon Scale expedition has discovered.
Enough that he's gonna put something in. You know, non-zero.
Come back with some better stories.
Come back with some better stories. My demon head. We're up to 40k. He put in 326. Wow. I did not get the links. I got distracted. I did a bunch of tries. We might have time for a few more. I've discovered an add-on called Warband Miser that deposits your gold into your warbank, withholding a certain amount or a set amount whenever you interact with the bank. So I'm using it to collect all of my gold and find out how much I have, and I ran a prediction on how much people think I have. And I have no idea, so we're gonna find out together. But no links yet. I'm past 50 attempts now. So she has some gear that she can vendor that'll help. Also, whatever we're gonna get to drop from these things that I've upset terribly. I think I'm gonna have her hearth as well, because she's in kind of a dangerous spot. You know what I actually made a decent amount of gold off of? For me, anyways, pet selling wise, was back when I was farming AQ on stream. I was doing a bunch of Encourage trying to get everything possible. I got a bunch of extra like Anubisath idols to drop, as well as Viscidus globules, the Viscidus pet. And I sold those kind of like one at a time. I wouldn't flood the market. I would mainly hold on to them, but I was posting them and I was selling them. And I was doing fairly well. I think I got maybe average 10k per, but I had so many of them that it was not bad. It's more than I've made from most things. Farming wise. Yeah, we can better that stuff too. I swear I learned about a new add-on at least once a day. Yeah, Warband Miser. I haven't even added it to my list yet.
What can I do for you?
So she dunked in 250. Just 250 gold. Does my Evoker have anything? Got my Void Kitty after 127 bags. Congratulations. Hope you get yours sooner. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe. I'm not very fast at the dailies. I feel like when I do go to do the dailies, I spend ages just wandering around. Clicking on little 1% grubs.
The mountains are mighty here. Plant our banners to mark what the Dragon Scale expedition
Got a lot of junk to
has
sell
discovered.
anyway. Yeah. Nobody wants a harbinger of flame. It's kind of satisfying to clean up the bags anyway. I think I'll hang on to the Blood of the Mountain. People like those. The rest of it can probably go. I forgot the goldfish are stuck with this. Okay. Not massive amounts of gold. She's going to put in about 140. We're sitting at 40k collected. I could probably skip past a lot of these low-level characters. I track add-ons using, or I track attempts at things like the Void Kitty using an add-on called Rarity. I had grand plans to do the get 1,000 mogs to sell for gold strategy, and it's just a full-time job. Okay, I'm gonna, for the sake of time here, skip past, I'll check on Bakua because he did some actual questing. I'm gonna skip past anybody that is just like a remix ult. They're gonna have about 100 extra gold. The Void Kitty comes from daily bags that you can get for doing Nightfall dailies. It's pretty recent content. Yeah, I feel like the hard part about getting 1,000 mogs to sell for gold partly is getting the mogs, but largely it would be a problem of posting them. Like posting and resetting and reposting 1,000 transmogs takes a while. Even if you've got like an add-on that scrolls to post, it's still a lot. Sulfuron ingot we'll hold on to. They've still got stuff from when they were farming molten core. Alright, there's a couple thousand gold on this one. He's got something. Comes from Queston. And then those are... Barnacles has been farming, so he might have something. Yeah, he's got 24k on him. That'll help.
I have many
The dark runes we
wares.
can sell. This stuff we can all just vendor, I think. Yeah, it's just mysterious stuff. I was just gonna be like, hang on a second, am I vendoring my actual gear? Because I know I'm wearing a speed set, but I think I stuck my actual gear safely away in the bank. I'm pretty sure. Lovely, alright. So he's got 24k. TSM I have set up to press a button to post still isn't quick. They throttle you after a while too. Okay, up to 67. I haven't done like mass auction house posting in some time. Even when I was using TSM to post things in Dragonflight, I was only posting like 20 things at a time maybe. I ended up switching to Auctionator and just posting things individually. Krabby was leveling for a bit, so she might have some gold. She's in Dornigal. I wonder what WoW tokens are at right now. Find out how much gold I have and just spend it all. Sink it into tokens. Listen, you're not spending it, you're just converting it. Yeah, so she has like 2,000. She's not much, but it's not nothing either. Because she can vendor a few more things. 260k last I looked. Oh, for a token? Okay. I need to stock up on it so I can stock up on tokens and be net balance for whenever they release midnight pre-orders. I'm sure I'll want the fancy version, and I have a feeling I'm gonna be too stingy to give them real money. Does Squidgy have any gold? Squidgy's not gonna have any gold. I'll check. TSM breaks too much for me to deal with. It's just very annoying whenever it doesn't let you do an action or like click on an item from like a quest item. And TSM was the worst offender for me for that. It's not the only add-on that does it. 800 gold? Yeah. But it was the worst offender by far.
I have many lucky doos. You like?
The Elementium ingots we can definitely sell. we don't need those. It doesn't even let you vendor your experience potions, which is good.
Good fortune to our friends.
Hey, she's gonna put in like 1,000 or so, maybe 750. At least they can summon the bank to them. So we're 70k here. We're getting there though. Muted for a second. What did you say about TSM? Ah, nothing new. I was just talking about how the last time I used it was probably Dragonflight. I just don't post items in that quantity anymore. It's good stuff, but it's a bit more kit than I need these days. Which of these characters would have gold? I guess I can check on this one. I have more alts that I remembered having. As for some reason I thought it would take me like 10 minutes to log into all of them. So she's like 1,000.
Many deals for a friend of the Grummels.
Not bad. I do still main priest. I've been playing Holy Priest. Alright, we're up to 72.3k. I'm trying to think of if there's anybody that like needs to be checked. Take a quick look at this one. And then maybe Corla. Because like 500 gold here and there is not going to change our outcome, really. People that made priest. Oh, she has 1,700 gold. Maybe I do need to check them. Look at all these things she can vendor.
I've seen things that would scare you shellless.
Hang on. Was one of those things important? Nope. Okay. Man, we farmed a lot of instances. You don't get very much gold for these things. They're not worth a whole lot. 1 or 2 gold each. These pets are just delete fodder, really. Yeah, it's something, though. Plus, it's nice to just kind of clean house. Get rid of some stuff. Pet Pepsi, thank you very much for the 8-month resub. 8 months subbed. That's almost a week. 8 months subbed. That's almost a week. You've lost me. Thought it over once or twice. Didn't get very far. It's not the gold, it's the mog we got along the way. So she dropped in 1,800, putting us at 74k. Oh, I love that butterfly pet. That's so satisfying to look at. It's so pretty. Maybe I should level this hunter next. I do have a Drena. I keep forgetting that I do. The peacocks. I don't think this one will have anything. Reminds me I need to try to get Poppy today. There's a farm for you. Any meaningful amount of gold? Nope. She has exactly 500, which is just the amount that she would retain anyway. Alright, we're gonna jump up to... Because once we get to Ripsy, there's gonna be characters with actual gold on them. I'll check on this one. She might have done like a... Oh no, she wouldn't have because she's Alliance. Check on boy. Did you get the spooky cat? Did I get... Oh, the Void Lynx. No Void Lynx yet. Unless you mean a different spooky cat. Gotta get back to working on finals. See you next week if I'm alive. I believe. Void cat. Yeah, no Void cat yet. I got kind of distracted by this fun new game called Put Your Gold in the Auction House. Or in the War Bank. Not in the Auction House. Do not put gold in Auction House. Will not come back out. So he's got an extra new set idol. Fun new game. Consolidation and organization, right? Vendor a bunch of stuff.
Let us discuss.
Alright, he's stuck in 500 gold. Tell me about this fun new game. We placed bets as a chat on how much gold my account was going to have after I consolidated all my gold into the war bank. Majority of the votes were voting for between 5 and 600k. Majority of the channel points are riding on 4 to 500k. Yeah, it's the net worth game. Ripsy, who just barely began leveling, has a couple thousand. She's level 73. You get a few thousand just for existing at this level bracket here.
Many wares.
The gear that you're vendoring goes for a much more. There's a hunter pet from the Nighthold World Quest way back when. It was a rare bird and would screech constantly.
I have calibrated my prices.
Fun way to...
reasonable.
Yeah, that's 2,700 gold. Fun way to make sure your raid doesn't forget you're there. I'm putting all the gold in the bank. I have an add-on that is helping me put all the gold in the bank. It's called Warband Miser. It lets you auto-deposit gold into your war bank when you interact with the bank, withholding a preset amount. Kind of cool. It's kind of fun. Yeah. I haven't used TS. I've got TSM, I think, fully uninstalled. Haven't used it in some time.
Greetings, outsider.
Yeah, so she's got lots of quests you can do, but that's a different us problem. She's got 14k. We're into the level 80s now. They're gonna have a bit more.
I have many lucky doos. You like?
Yeah, we'll pop down her distance inhibitor.
May your feet find
So that
good
puts us, she
ground.
put in 11k, which puts us up to 90, basically. Question is, how much do we have in the rest of our 80s? The poll is about the amount that's going to be in the bank at the end of this, so the rough total of my account. If it's very close to a threshold, then I will do some counting, but I don't expect we're going to be within spitting distance of it. The phrasing is on Hazel's account. FYI, you can totally store your money in the auction house and just pick my auctions. It's totally safe. Alright, this hunter has 5k. Also a good chance to dunk some more warband gear in. Oh, and it's holding back. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit. I'm going to have them keep less. Because the mains are getting... Well, we can do math, actually. The mains are keeping 2,500 on them each. So they can afford to buy potions and stuff if they need to. What are we getting the gold together for? Fun. Can you send... We send you 1 million gold in the mail and rig the whole thing. You might not get your gold back. Your gold might have a greater monetary value than your channel points. Which are for nothing. Oh, man. Massive scam. So the 80s will have 2,500 each, and we'll account for that. Okay, so she's got 36k on her. It's not bad, actually. Also, she didn't open these boxes that we got. Extra gear. Her bank's not even on cooldown. That's nice.
Many deals for a friend of the Grummels, like you.
So we're up to 126. Mind you, my main's gonna have a couple hundred. I think I'm poorer than you guys think I am. You might be, yeah. Most of you think I have between 5 and 600k, and I'm starting to think that's not happening. It's 25k, 10k, 20k. 22.5 is going to be the total of what the 80s have on them, so we'll add that to the total. You did spend most of your gold in the burrito. How much gold do you need? No. Listen, I've lived long enough to know it's not worth making deals with the devil. Yeah, my main has a couple hundred on her. We'll put that in last. This guy has 37. It's respectable. Plus he can vendor some stuff. That's not a vendor. It forever pranks me that the new burrito has mail but not a vendor.
Many wares.
I don't think we need these guys. Oh, his warbank's on cooldown. He's a mage, though. He can just teleport to, like, Dornegal. I do play a bit of Mythic Plus on my main. I don't stream very much of it. Why did I not go? Why didn't I go to Dornegal? I pressed the teleport button. What the heck? She means any of it. I've streamed the occasional key. I think I streamed a key this season. Once. It's like a floodgate or something. It mainly happens on Saturdays if my regular key group gets going in the morning while I'm still streaming. I've streamed exactly enough keys to prove that it was actually me doing it. And not some weird scam to pretend to do keys for no profit whatsoever. Okay.
My directive is
That puts
to
us
serve
up
you.
to 160k. I don't know what it would benefit me to pretend to do keys. Especially because it's not like I would even be pretending to do, like, very big keys. How much does my warlock have? Oh, she's got like 29. My alts mainly get gold just from doing weeklies. You get like a couple thousand gold here and there from weeklies, and that starts to add up after a while.
Many lucky doos you like.
I probably should hold on to some of that stuff for Catalyst, actually. Oh, her bank is on cooldown too. Well, you know what she can do? She can mail it to somebody else who can then pick it up. She'll mail her gold to Anthus. 20. Let's just send 28k. You sometimes claim you don't stream because other people in the group might care? Not necessarily. Although I bet people are more comfortable doing keys when they don't think someone's going to see them play. You know, it's something people do on their weekends to relax. They don't want strangers watching their wipes, right? But it's mainly because I'm a much better player when I'm not streaming. Even if I'm not talking to chat, just the act of having the stream on drains enough of the RAM in my brain to make me a much worse healer. Who does keys to relax? Oh, they're fun with friends. I don't know if we do high keys to relax, but we do fun keys all the time. Oh yeah, so this is the guy that actually was testing the proof of concept. So he has already deposited his gold, but he has my warlock's gold to deposit. So my main still has to dunk her gold
I
in,
have
and then
an
we're gonna have about
extended
20,
supply of goods
call it
throughout
22k gold.
Westeros.
Plus we'll add up 500 per other alt
My thanks for your
to
patience.
add, because they're holding some on them as well. So I'm gonna do a little calculator. 22k gold. Plus, for the sub 80s, we're just gonna say 1k, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Let's round up and call it 14k for the 500 gold or so that all of the rest of my characters have. So that's 36k gold that they're holding. I do keys to unrelax. So we'll add 36k to the grand total here. Because that's what my characters should be roughly holding. My main was sitting with 258. Respectable.
Many deals for a friend.
I don't think I remembered exactly how much it was until just now.
Farewell, friend of the
And then... yeah. So that puts the warbank total at 447. Which puts us in the range of 483k. Meaning the 400 to 500k bet did win, which had 98% of the points bet on it already. So this was not a very popular bet. That's funny. Yeah, between 4 and 500k total. We're getting close. Is Hazel rich yet? I mean, she's got all her gold in one spot. Almost 2 tokens, right? I might end up just spending it on tokens to make me more motivated to make gold. Because I feel like when I'm broke, that's when I really start wanting to do like gold world quests and stuff. You know, any world quest I can do for 1,000 gold or any weekly I can do. I feel like just doing weeklies across a bunch of alts. Good for resonance crystals and gold. And I'm going to need to save up. Hang on. I sold some stuff. We're up 1,000 gold. I should add Warband Miser to my spreadsheet. And then we have 3 tokens that we can shop for collectible things here.
Many terrors.
Anything that
My
we don't
storm,
have learned.
Only a
There's
few.
Polearm. Did I not buy a Warglaive? Maybe there's 2 Warglaives. Yeah. 1, 2. And a Cleaver. 3.
Come again.
And then we can
If you
delete
survive.
those. It shouldn't matter, actually, once they time out in 2 hours. And then I can vendor them for hopefully like 100 gold or 2. Those will be added to my collection. No luck really on the Void Cat today. I can do like another daily or 2. I have a couple of them picked up on another character. Yeah, still a bunch of stuff that we could get to drop. Some of these things are the same. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Friday. 400k isn't broke enough? Are you calling my 400k broke? Excuse you? Listen. I could take 2 pennies to rub together and have, you know, 448k. 98 silver. I'm calling 400k broke. Alright, well, it's fine. I'm calling you mean. Oh, save us from the just asking questions. Take a poll of who has more gold than Hazel. Oh, let's not do that. Oh boy. Alright, we got dailies we can do here. Let's do one more batch of them, and then I'll end stream because I'm getting to the end of it. But we can do a little lap here. We can do a little round of dailies. 3 more chances at this Void Cat. Let's go. Lucky chances. Okay, down the hill where the elites are. That's where we want to be. So here's an elite. Here's an elite. And I bet you the ballistas are good too. pretty tight with my gold. I like having something to save for. I get a bit nonchalant about it when I'm not saving up for anything particular. I don't spend it on much, but I don't make it from much either. Most of the gold in that 450k I think is just from weeklies and alts and world quests that I've done just while working on other things. I like my bombshell crab. It's a great hunter pet. So many collectibles to buy still. I think I definitely want to start saving balance for midnight. I know we've got another patch, but that's probably now is a good time to start saving. Or maybe save up my gold now, and then whenever they come out with the next raid tier, that would be the time to spend.
Sacred flame guide your way, friend.
Well, here's a box. That was pretty fast. I feel like once I'm caught up with pets and mounts that cost gold, I'll save more often. Are you buying like anything that could be on the auction house, or are you just buying things that are like direct vendor gold sinks? Where there's no two ways around it? It's kind of fun making like the sort of invested value of your collections go up over time, because, you know, you make a bunch of gold and you buy yourself like 3 frog mounts, for example, and a couple of years later you don't remember making the 1,000,000 gold, but you still have the frog mounts. Ribbit. Is there a way to value one's collection in gold? That would be an add-on. That would be funny. Something that scans all of your mounts, pets, and Mog. It would only really be able to total things based on like vendor items, right? Because anything that you bought on the auction house, it would have no way of knowing unless you kept some kind of historical data how much you paid for those at the time, or if that was a good deal, or if you just inflated your thing by way overspending for something. But just like the vendor gold value of things. Yeah, it would be fun to be able to assign a price tag to your WoW collections. Although, I wonder if that would be frowned upon, because people would think you're doing it just, or maybe Blizz would think you're doing it just to like value up your account so that you know what to charge for it if you were selling it illegally. You could use current market value like real assets. That could be fun. Yeah, it would make it satisfying whenever you got a good deal on something. But even for current market value, would you go for current undermine market value or your current realm market value? Because those things will be wildly inflated. Region sale average? That's probably the best possible source. Measure your account in pet charms. I wonder how many pet charms. That would be a fun statistic to have. I don't think they have it. When you go into stats and you go into pet battles. Why does it say Vanity Pets owned 3? That doesn't seem right. It also doesn't know how many times I've won the Celestial Tournament. My goodness. I guess some of these things aren't account-wide stats, and I haven't done these things in this character. But how many, like an account-wide stat for how many pet charms you've earned lifetime in your account, that would be quite something. I need an ocean-themed bow, encrusted with barnacles and seaweed. If it wasn't from Nazjatar, then it doesn't exist. Nazjatar was the absolute king location. Nazjatar greens are all encrusted in barnacles, it feels like. What amount of gold do you guys consider as not broke? I think if you have 100k or more, you're not broke. I think under 100k is starting to stress about like paying the bills. Maybe under 50k, starting to get a little bit tense. I think anything over that is officially not broke. People are going to say much higher numbers to
You
try
carry
and
your torch, you
flex
light
how
the
much-
city.
how wealthy they think their WoW mindset is or something, but I think if you have 50k, you can buy yourself a set of raid consumables for a Mythic Plus season. I guess maybe not if you're using potions. I'm a healer. I'm cheap. I don't use combat potions. Yeah, it might be crossbows. Let me see. You want to check bows. Weapons. Bows. We're looking for barnacles. That's wand. Ashitar was BFA, right? So if we hit Dragonflight, we've definitely gone too far. Forgot about that one. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Can I interest you in tentacles? You know, less barnacle, more octopus. If you're not worried about the rest of the octopus. Yeah. If you depends on what you want to do in the game. If you just want repairs and flasks and pots, the number is much lower than if you like playing the economy. I would argue that the word broke does not imply having enough gold to get into playing the economy. Like, if we were talking real life and somebody was saying they were broke, I would assume that they were having a difficult time making ends meet and they were concerned about things like rent and food, and not that they were like, oh man, I can't afford to invest in the stock market right now. Like, it's a different conversation. I'm so broke, I'm only meeting 68% of my 401k contributions. It's like, well, I mean, it's not great, but you're not deciding whether you're not doing the power or food thing. Water empty. Water all gone. That's precisely when stream's about to end. Good timing. Is this our third daily? This is. I need to get some better stuff so we can finish this one up. Have you collected all things for this event? No. I need so many more of them. From the actual rep vendors, I'm missing a few things. 3 things from the rep vendor, because I've been too cheap to spend the resonance crystals on them. But then I have 85% of the armor. I have some of the armor sets complete. There's a lot of weapons, though, that I'm still kind of working through. And then I still need the Void Scarred Lynx. So I'm 85% collected. But I'd love to get it, like, finished. That'll be so satisfying. I think we can do it. I think I just need to keep at it. Have you gotten the flying carpet? I got the one from the last Noble Garden holiday. I have a couple of flying carpets from tailoring. Which flying carpet are we talking about? Wonder how much gold the median WoW player has. I also would imagine it to be under 100k.
May Beladar stay in the light.
Okay.
Keep an eye on the Dawn Towers.
We got 3 bags to open, and then I am wrapping up for today. But 3 more chances at the Void Scarred Lynx. Drum roll! Nope. Nothing. Nada. Maybe next time.
I have
Still getting rep for all this, huh?
lucky doos you like.
We got some different Warbound stuff to eventually sink into the bank. I'm getting resonance crystals. Yeah, she's up about 730, and I'm pretty sure I pulled them recently, so maybe that's just from what she's made today. That'll help.
May your
I wonder how I'm doing on Flames Radiance, like, Paragon caches. Reputation. 5,700 to 7,500, so I'm pretty close to getting my next Paragon cache for them. Ley Woven. I think I must have Ley Woven. Yeah, the Lynx have been a problem for me for sure. Yeah, I've got that. I've got all the Legion Paragon cache mounts. For sure. It was a whole thing. Oh, you know what this character should use is the Explosive Hearthstone. I only recently got this. I was so excited. Here, we check it out, and then I'll wrap up. She's still chatting. How many attempts? I have 61 attempts tracked. It's somewhere in the neighborhood of 61. Alright. Maybe next time. We got more chances tomorrow. Oh, you know what I might do is I might make sure I pick up on any character that I'm not going to do the dailies on today. I'll make sure I pick them up so I can do them tomorrow as well. Thank you very much for joining me today. I appreciate the company. I'll be back tomorrow, I believe, with another stream at the same time. It'll be our Friday morning stream. Thanks so much for being here, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.